What's going on? This is La Clika podcast, representing in LA, and right now we have somebody from New York, Queens. That is.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself, man. Who are we speaking to right now?
Yo, what up? My name is Robert Unique, and I'm a transplant.
Cool.
I'm from Queens.
We got
DJ Mino, right here from South Bay. Numerous Cat, Life Rotations.
Cool.
Do some hip hop shit.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. Rick,
Bahgo.
and we're like Clika Podcast.
What's going on?
Yeah. Ha! This is where you insert all the gunshots, the all that, you know what I mean? All the loud, you know the sound effects, the air horns.
Yeah, we don't even
That's
have
the
an
one they
intro.
hit like 10 times. And shit.
you know what I'm saying?
Remix.
Word, you know.
Who
So
came up with those freaking things, dude?
Technos.
Yo,
Really?
Techno people probably. I don't know.
Mike,
man.
you know
You know what,
DJ
man?
Clue did that shit. DJ Clue.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did
yeah.
Over every like 7
Yeah.
seconds.
From
it came out.
Master Flex.
But the thing is, like in New York, it's like the culture. Like if you go to a Jamaican party, like you expect to hear those horns, just like how you expect to hear a reggae singer. You know, like you have to hear those horns. You know,
You
it
probably
just,
go home if you don't hear him. Man, I
Yeah,
didn't hear no horns, man.
Get the hell out of
yeah,
here.
exactly.
How was
You know
last
what I
night?
mean?
No horns? Nah.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? It's just like.
I hate when that happens.
It creates a mood. It gets you hyped. It's like, oh, you know, especially if the song is dope. You know,
And they do it right.
Yeah, and
And not too much.
Right. That's
Yeah.
yes, and that's one of the things that I had on my IG, because you know at one point, you know, me personally, I was busting it off a little much, like in between the transitions of songs and stuff. And my cousin, he spoke to me. He was like, "Yo, you good, and there's a few things you got to work on." This was years ago, but and I worked on him. You know, I listened to him. He's like an older brother to me. You know, he's a little harsh. You know, it's like that big. You know, he made me tough though. You know, so.
Thick skin.
Yeah, absolutely. So he told me to fall back on the horns and this and that just a little bit, and it made sense. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hear it too much, it could be distracted.
Because they got that one that sounds like a cop siren.
Yeah.
You know one that Dylan be using?
Yo, trust
Oh,
me,
yeah,
trust
yeah.
me, I have all of them. I have them all.
He has a whole folder of horns.
Yeah, you know.
He got the annoying horns. We got the Dilla horns.
Yeah.
The Jamaican ones down here, the OG
you know,
ones.
the Jamaican
I want to
joint.
hear how that sounds like, to go to a party like that and see how they do it for reals.
Yeah.
Because is that where it came from?
Honestly, I think that's the first place that I heard it. You know,
Okay.
the first place, it just creates like oh shit, but it creates that factor like, oh man, this
Like
is
that world premiere. sound,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
feeling.
like yo, this is it.
Intro.
Like yo, pay attention.
Yeah.
That's what I think is like, pay attention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Here it is.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah, wake up.
That too.
Yeah.
Wake up.
In
Pay
a
I,
sense-
attention.
I kind of remember that back when I was in the army, and
Yeah.
we went to some club and some DJ. Sorry, I forgot the fucking name of the song, but it's that "Let Me Clear My Throat" song.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Yeah, and I
DJ
remember
Cool.
hearing
Yeah,
it.
DJ Cool.
Let me hear, let me clear my throat, and then
Yeah.
they played that something like that horn. That's what I remember. Like,
Yeah.
time to go drink.
Yeah. It just does something. You know what I mean?
Oh, the
Yeah.
beginning, right?
Yeah.
The dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
Yeah.
dun,
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a perfect fucking
That-
breakdown, dude. That's
I
a
know what you
perfect.
mean.
It is.
If you could fucking time it walking into a club and that song comes on, dude,
Yeah.
you got a good movie or a good life. Right
As soon
there.
as you hear that, as soon as you're.
Because when I walk into a
Yeah.
bar or a club, the music goes down, dude, and everybody's looking at me like, "What the fuck is this guy doing here?" Dude?
And that intro comes in, right? Like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, shit. What the fuck is that?
Oh, dude, I went to a club in Alabama, and
Wait, Alabama? Yeah.
Army sent me there for 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So we went to the place. I was with a bunch of white dudes from Arizona National Guard,
Yeah.
and I was the only Mexican guy. I had no money,
Yeah.
so I got to drive these drunk guys around, and I was underage too. So I went to this one bar, and I swear, dude, fucking, they go in and they're like, "Hey, they might not take kindly to you here."
Yo, I hate that. I hate that so much, man. I hate that.
They got
Dude,
the racist warning
but
and shit.
literally,
On the
no,
front.
it wasn't.
Yeah, right. Warning.
It wasn't
racism.
even. It wasn't even racist. They just did not like you. They're not used to you there, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah, they're just not used
Yeah.
to you. I walked in, sure enough, music stops. Like,
That's crazy.
I'm gonna wait in the
Yeah,
van.
yeah,
record.
no. Yeah.
You should have a button with that shit.
I'm gonna wait in the van. That's what I told these guys. Hey, can you guys bring me a
Damn.
soda? The fuck's the soda, Junior?
That's
What?
horrible. That's horrible,
pop.
man. That's horrible.
It's funny though. It's experience, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
I'm never going back to Birmingham.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, right.
Nah, don't do that, man, because there might be some people in Birmingham that's listening. You know what I mean? You ain't trying to. Well,
I hope
They're
it's
rounding
different,
up
man.
the
I hope
troops
it's
right
different.
now as we speak.
I honestly hope
They
it's
got
fucking
gorillas.
different.
Like
They
that
got
right there.
gorillas. I know.
yeah.
All right, who's that speaking right now? Oh, that's that guy right there on the left.
I don't know. This Chris looks like some kind of refugee in that
They got,
picture.
they got your
fuck,
pictures
yeah,
on
he
the
does.
wall.
He does.
That fool like he just got off a boat.
I like Bahgo looks real incognito though,
Yeah,
right? Like
see,
he's
yeah.
like you can't really see his
Yeah,
face;
yeah,
it's too
yeah,
bright.
Yeah.
They got
There
that
it
crazy
was-
background sun in the
It was
background.
purposely done like that.
Exactly. That was done on purpose.
He knows about photography. That's
Yeah,
why he's
yeah,
tricking with the overexposure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what's so rather unique, man? Tell people about yourself, man. Tell us a little history about where you from, what you came from, what you're doing, and shit like that.
All right, cool. So, I have a long history with hip hop because I'm an only child. So, like, you too, right?
Me too.
When you too?
No,
Oh,
I was
what
just-
about you?
I'm not.
No.
I was just like, all right, all right. Hell no, I'm number 6
Yeah.
from 16 or something.
As an only child, you have to entertain yourself.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I did. I had I grew up in a little house in Cambria Heights in Queens, over by Linden Boulevard, and you would be like, you just have to entertain yourself. So I would draw. I'm literally an artist to the core. Like I literally draw. Like my whole squad, all of us, we used to draw. I wasn't so much into comic books and stuff like that. But I love it now. I love all the movies. That's why I said what I said to Rick.
But you appreciated the art though, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it, of course. Because I drew
I
it.
saw you when you were coming up. You were like, oh, you saw the wall.
Yeah. The wall. I went crazy over the wall. But I had to entertain myself, like I started to say, and from there I just took it to other levels. I used to steal records and stuff like that, and take the records and just look for loops. Now at the time, it would be like jazz loops or anything that's dope. Like a Tribe Called Quest.
Looking
like
for that sample.
looking for that sample that you could just repeatedly bring back. And I went to high school with Rockwaller.
Oh shit.
He was, and I love him. He's always gonna be my brother. And I haven't spoken to him in a while, but I speak to his moms. Like we're like family. That's all.
Dope.
Whether we speak or not, it doesn't matter. But we took some loops, we put them together, and that was the beginning of the whole music thing. I used to steal the records, get them, and bring it to him, and then he would like put them together, and then he taught me. By me just watching, I was learning, and it was just an experience. So from there, it kind of elevated. I used to rhyme, and I don't know. I just found I found making the beats a little more interesting. And looking through those records and those loops and then just bringing them back, and then ended up learning how to scratch myself. And that was the beginning of like, it was just, you start DJing from there. You start with the scratching, and I
Right.
used to take my mother's record
With
player.
like one turntable, huh?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Literally, you
That
take
tape
that.
player.
It wasn't even meant for scratching, but you fucking still
Yeah,
scratched.
Yeah, the belt-driven one.
Yo, just straight fucking up the needle. My mom's going to try to play a record and shit, and she's like, "Yo, what the fuck happened?" And I'm like, "Oh
How
man,
crooked.
yeah, you know, what I
You
mean?
running to the freaking, you're
Yeah.
running out of the
I
house.
know.
Yeah, hell yeah, you know what I mean?
You're right
Like,
there cutting
you
it
know,
up with the Jensen 2000.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So like, I would fuck up a lot of her needles or whatever. She would have to buy a new one, and just going through records, and that's how I taught myself. I took the volume, and that's how I made the mixer, because like with the mixer with the crossfade,
the knob.
the knob.
Oh,
That's what I would,
wow.
so that you don't hear the pullback. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I did that, that was my like first introduction to scratching and actual beginning of DJing. Then a lot of times I would go to like my boy Jim's crib, and I would just look at his turntables. He currently works with Kid Capri. They're like brothers,
Damn,
you know,
nice.
and like they, you know, I would go there to his basement and I would see two 1200s and a mixer, and I would look at it like it's gold, and then like, you know what I mean?
I know that feeling. I know that feeling.
How old were you around this time?
I was about like maybe 12. You know what I mean? 13. Real like
When
just,
you really saw him in front of your face and you were like,
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Because I would go to my cousin crib across the street, and then we would be like, yo, come on, we're going to go across the street. And then, you know, he introduced me to him, and, you know, I would always go, and he was nice. He, you know, he would do it in front of me, and I would just be like, damn, I just like,
Mesmerizing.
yeah, absolutely, you know.
You were
So
impressed.
then, yeah, I was definitely impressed. That's not even the word. It was like, damn, yo, I just love it. And then, you know, I would listen to 98.7 Kiss and Hot 97 and BLS, and, you know, hear Marley Marl. I would hear Red Alert.
Wow.
And I want to start there because it's important to know that these guys came before pioneers like DJ Clue and Envy and stuff, because Envy used to live in the same neighborhood as well. Like Queens is it's crazy because there's so many people from Queens that got involved in hip hop. You know, like Russell Simmons, Run DMC, LL Cool J, Tribe, Nas. You know, wait till we get a little further into the podcast and you ask me some more questions. I'm gonna tell you some wild shit that you you wouldn't even expect to hear from me. You know what I mean?
Edit that, Rick.
Let's fast forward it. Let's fast forward it to that part.
Yeah, you know.
All right. I'm tired of talking. What were you saying again?
But you know, we would just like link up. That's, you know, like we started to say before the podcast, you know, before we actually started recording, it would be like a real universal language. So this one would link up with that one, and then that's the universal, you know, people wouldn't know each other, but we knew each other from the hood or whatever, and then we would just link up and just like, you know, cause when I was in high school, I went to high school with Irv Gotti and Rockwaller, and Rockwaller was a senior when I was a freshman. So it's like he was leaving, and he kind of took me in regardless, because he just liked my energy. You know, he's, you know, later on when he got with Redman and Method Man, he said, yo, Method Man reminds me of you, like, because I was extremely playful and like at the time, you know what I mean? And it's just a wild history that I have, and it's just crazy, and it's fun, and it's just
You grew up with like in this pool of all this art, all this
Plethora.
skills, all this talent.
That's the beautiful thing about New York,
That's
dude.
crazy.
You have all that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Dude,
I wanted to be in New
living
York.
to tell it. That's
that era.
sick.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in New York so bad at that time, man. Like I wish I wanted to tell my mom, be like, let's move. You know,
I know, right?
I couldn't get out of here, mom.
Every time I've been to New York, I just want to drop everything. I want to stay here.
I
Fuck
love
it.
that place.
But you know what though? I feel, you know, LA is beautiful too. There's a lot of history here. You know, like when I was watching the riots from over there, and the crazy stuff that was happening, there was a voice. Ice Cube was probably one of the strongest voices to help us understand what the fuck was going on over
On the
here.
streets, yo.
Like it was incredible.
It was hard, man.
Like
It was hard shit.
Me and my brother actually filmed that shit. We drove around and filmed it, and it was
badass,
insane, man.
It was a
Diluted.
crazy day. It
Yeah,
was a
we saw
crazy
people
day,
going
man.
in and out of like tire shops.
Yeah.
With big old tires. We
Yeah.
saw people running
crazy.
out. Yeah, I saw some dude running
Yo,
out.
I got Pirellis. Yo,
Yeah, some
I
dude
got
was walking
Pirellis
out
for
with a
sale.
rim.
dog. like
Buy one get two free shit. You know.
I swear to God, dude. Some guy walking out with a rim, and I was like, "Is he gonna come back for the other three, or is he just gonna take that one and be like, hopefully somebody needs one rim, just like this one."
yeah, right.
I don't
yeah.
know. He was taking off with a rim. That's all I know.
Nah,
Yeah,
dude.
but it was crazy. It's a crazy time, though.
Yeah.
I had a
What's going
homeboy.
on politically and all that. At the
Yeah.
same time.
I had a
Yeah.
homeboy who had a fucking boxes and boxes of top ramen, dude. I'm like, you got that from right? He goes, no, I bought that for $5, dude. No, but seriously, they got all new furniture.
Yeah.
New furniture, new TV, fucking Fisher Price. What was that? Not Fisher Price. The Fisher stereo system.
Oh yeah.
The big one. Remember the
one
one
different
everybody wanted
consoles?
from Dearden's and
Yeah.
shit?
That's the adult Fisher price.
Yeah.
It's just Fisher because you don't want to know the price.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I like that. We got bars in here. We got bars. Yo, you take Fisher, and then with the price. You feel me?
Like,
you know what I mean?
It's just Fisher because they don't want to know the price.
Exactly. All right, we got bars. You know what I mean? We multi-talented here.
Hey, there's a lot of talent right here, man. That's what I love about this. You know what I mean? When you told me to come be a part of it, I knew, I was going to be in the presence of some talent. Coming all the way
I
from
appreciate
New York.
that.
Yeah,
and,
man.
same here.
I was
but
honored.
see, like I was starting to say, I feel LA has the same talent. But take New York, right? As congested as it is, the 5 boroughs, especially Manhattan, Brooklyn, and some parts of Queens. I take that and then just stretch it and pull it like a rubber band. And that's how I look at LA.
Yeah, you're right.
Because there's so many pockets.
So true.
I ask different people, who's your favorite MC? Beautiful women. Like, I talk to a lot of chicks and just ask them certain questions. Yo, who's your favorite MC? I'm just curious. One will say MF Doom.
Wow. Holy shit.
That's one of mine.
Another one will say Nas because they like the way homie look. You feel me? It's just that just shows you that range of
Almost
It's
the range of
diversity,
consciousness,
man.
almost.
The versatility of just asking that question alone. When they say MF Doom, that blows you away. Like
it blew me the fuck away. Not just blew me away. It blew me the hell away because I was like, what the fuck you know about Doom?
I was about to say, like,
You're
wait a minute, what you know about Doom?
You're supposed to say Tupac or something. huh?
Exactly. Someone commercial. Someone like real big, like Biggie or Pac. You know, just to like get away from the question. You know what I mean?
And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa.
But when she said MF Doom, I was really shocked. I was surprised, and then I said, you know what? I realized what I'm dealing with out here. You know, and she explained. She was like, yo, out here you got to understand something. It's like a hippie culture where marijuana is extremely popular out here and accepted absolutely out here in Cali. So between the weed and let's take it back. Like just think about Woodstock. You know, Woodstock where they did the drugs, they experienced the music. That's what the Cali experience almost is. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of reminiscent of that, right?
Reminiscent
I know
of
what
that.
you mean.
There has to be, some type of connection.
But it's not overboard. Because if you go some places like, Frisco, sometimes it's a little bit crazy where they're just like living in the streets. No, man, we're not paying rent. We're off the grid. Like,
right.
I don't know, dog. I kind of need a house to live in. You know?
And we listen to hip
But you're
hop.
right. It's got to feel.
Yeah. So I mean,
Woodstock feel.
just that question alone, it just made me realize the kind of monster that I'm dealing with out here, and it was dope, and I like it. I like it a lot. So, like for a person that's closed-minded, they might not like it because there's people that I grew up with that did not leave their borough because they love Brooklyn so much. They just used to a certain type of person. They're used to a 24-hour bodega being open, and they're just used to whatever they want, just being how they're used to. But me, I was different. When I was growing up in Queens, I would jump on the train or I would do whatever I had to do. I would go to Brooklyn. I would go to the Bronx. I would go to White Plains. I would go to New Rochelle. I would go to Long Island because my mind is free. And that's how you expand as a person and you become, like you grow.
Sure, you
And
experience
as a DJ, it
all
actually
this
helps.
stuff.
Yo, I promise you this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I never, ever, ever thought that I would be living outside of New York. Ever.
What made you change? What made you come over here?
It was a hard decision, to be honest with you. I stopped. I did the sucker for love shit at one point. I bounced to Florida. I was out there for a little bit with my ex, you know what I mean? And I don't know, it was like in New York, I was just going through a lot of harsh things, like really back to back to back to back. So I gave it a shot. I met a shorty out there. She was in school. She seemed like a nice girl. And, unfortunately, it didn't work out. So I had to just regroup and make a decision. I said, okay, I could go back to New York and be comfortable, right? But when you're comfortable, what happens? You become lazy.
You become complacent.
You become complacent. That was the word.
Nowhere.
That's the word I was getting to.
Yep.
You become complacent. You go back to the block. You start hanging with your jailbirds again. You start
in trouble.
You get in trouble. You start doing drugs or whatever.
It's that treadmill lifestyle. You're just running in place.
Yeah, you're running in place like a hamster.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I came out here and I was extremely uncomfortable. I'm still a little bit uncomfortable.
But we're making you comfortable.
Oh, absolutely. Y'all are great. Y'all are great.
Because we gave you the good chair. That's why.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm still a little uncomfortable, but you have to understand something. The reason I'm here is because that uncomfortableness is when you grow and when you challenge.
Right.
Yep.
You challenge yourself.
Yep. That's us.
The complacent thing is death, like the cousin of death. You know what I mean? Like sleep.
Yeah.
When you
Because
stay in one place,
there's nothing to push you.
there's nothing to push you. Like all the time.
That's pretty crazy, man.
What's important to me is finding these little pockets out here in LA. Yeah. Like I never knew that like I went to Redondo Beach yesterday for the first time. And I've been here 3 years.
Oh, no shit.
I didn't know that Redondo Beach actually was Redondo Beach. I used to live in Long Beach at first when I first came out here, and there was a street called Redondo. So my cousin was like, yo, meet me at Redondo Beach. I was like, what? You know what I mean? I was like, yo, you want me to meet you in Long Beach? You know what I mean?
So if I take Redondo, it's going to get me to the beach?
Yeah, you know, I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's what's important. To be uncomfortable, to grow, to push yourself, to challenge yourself.
Get out of your comfort
And you
zone.
know what though, man? Redondo Beach, believe it or not, has a hip hop history.
Word?
Yeah, there used to be Redondo Beach Pier. They used to be there, and there used to be back in the '80s.
Yeah.
They used to have b-boys, like a big boy performances over there, man.
Yeah.
They used to have, like bring up their boom boxes, and there used to be a big fucking hip hop crowd right there, man.
That's dope.
It's a lot of videos if you actually
Right
maybe
before
look
the
on
pier,
YouTube.
huh?
Yeah, and it
Where the
broke.
pier's
See,
at?
what happened is back in the 87, 86, who knows? I might be wrong the year, but it caught fire.
caught
It was a
fire,
section.
yeah.
Well, that section there,
Yeah.
back in the 80s, used to have a lot of performance, all nothing but b-boys, man. Like that movie, Breaking and all that shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if they filmed part of it there.
No,
or
I
else may
believe
be
you
wrong.
because you know why? Because Electric Boogaloo.
There it is. There you go.
Electric Boogaloo, which was the sequel, that was part 2.
That was 2.
That one was filmed outside of New York.
Okay.
And I think I saw a lot of beach scenes, and I believe you.
Venice,
I believe you.
Redondo.
But see, again, it goes back to my point of LA having the same like mind frame as New York. So it's like everybody loves this culture. They love this culture and they understand this culture because it's the voice of people, the have-nots. It's the voice of the have-nots. That's how it started.
Yeah.
You know, Melly Mel, The Message, you know, Broken Glass. You know what I
That's
mean?
the
All
one,
that,
yo.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People pissing on the street. Yo,
There was
they
a lot
just-
of
they
things in
just
there people
don't
didn't
care.
even know what was going on, and when they heard it in the song, they were like, "What? People pissing everywhere?
Yeah,
That's
like,
happening."
Yeah, it's so
How dare they?
it's so real. It's so real. You know, you create these visions. You know, like the poetry. You know, it's like just having fun, and you put it to a beat, and then you have a voice. You have a voice. And then as DJs, which was actually the backbone of it,
True.
because
Hell yeah.
you need a skeleton or a tempo for these dudes to rhyme over or for them to sing over. Because if not, it would be people just doing
Spoken word.
poetry or spoken word
Yeah.
like Langston Hughes or some shit. You feel me? Like, you know, like it'd be like people, and then people would snap afterwards and like, like Love Jones or something. Like, you know,
once
what
you
I
hear
mean?
that,
Like,
once you hear those bells, all that should get you right there, man. We start hearing that song that with the drum beat and the fucking melody and all that shit on that song just fucks you up, man. Right?
yeah,
It takes you back.
Yeah, okay,
You know
I know
what
what you're talking about.
Doo-doo.
Yo, and I love
fuck?
the remake, like Puff and all of them.
Yeah.
They man, like Puff was definitely like the Quincy Jones of a different generation. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Quincy Jones, he sat and played all those instruments. As a producer, producers they could allocate what sound should go where, and
He
like,
arranged-
they
he
have
arranged it, yeah.
arrange
He
it, and they
arranged
have the vision in their head. Like, okay, put that there, and then they'll maybe add a snare or something little, but they'll pull it all together, because without them, you know, the song wouldn't be a complete song.
Exactly.
You know,
that's a producer's job.
I was gonna say that's what a producer really does.
They don't really have to even touch instruments. They already have a vision of how it's gonna sound. They get positions. They get the basses. They got the drummer. They'll get the whoever the keyboard is, and they tell them what to play, and they'll play it.
Yeah.
You know, that's a producer right there.
Yeah. So I think I bounced around a little bit when you were asking me a little bit about myself. I could summarize it a little bit quicker. I'm sorry about that, because you said you had a list of questions.
No, it's cool. No, man. You know what? Sometimes we just start flowing off a deep end on some other stuff.
We just speak,
just having fun.
We're just talking, man.
We having a great time right now.
We're at a pizza parlor.
No, we just talk and it just evolves.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I don't even look at them. It just happens.
Yeah.
Because we
but that's the best part, when it's organic. You know what I'm saying? When I met you, it was organic. It's like, yo, what up? You know, I see you all the time, and then all of a sudden it's like, you have what? You doing what? Oh, I'm there. I'm there. Like, what time you need me? You know what I mean? Like, well, no problem.
No, everybody looks at me like, you like music?
Yeah.
Most of the time, like, I don't most of the time, like,
you're from Lakewood. You like music?
Yeah. Most of the time, I don't even ask questions because you answer them for me while we're talking.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that's why there's times where I just forget about it.
Okay.
You know?
I hate scripts. I don't.
We don't even script.
Yeah.
I hate scripts. I hate flows. I like it when it's natural.
Yeah.
That's what even
people can tell. They'll enjoy it more.
Exactly.
I mean, it's good to have a skeleton.
Yeah.
So you can know at least. Yeah. You know, you got certain topics to cover.
Yeah, because see, that question I asked you, look what happened. It just evolved.
It opened up everything.
And also, I don't even need to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what?
It opened up everything.
You know your shit. So therefore, I'm just letting you talk, man.
Yeah.
You know,
and I appreciate it.
Need it.
You know, I appreciate it.
It's like you're taking us on a road.
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm visualizing everything you're saying, man.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Listening and on a journey type of thing.
Yo, that is the word. That is like the word of my life, your life, and your life.
All of ours.
Journey, marathon, whatever you want to call it. It does not happen overnight. It is something that you have to fight, struggle. You're going to get a bump, a bruise. Unexpected things will happen regardless.
Oh yeah.
But you have to just keep going, and that's it.
Right.
So, getting back to a little bit of the history, like with me and this whole hip hop thing. So my mother, she had the big room. Obviously, her room was a little bit bigger. It was a small house, a very small house. In the winter, I used to sleep on the floor next to the kerosene heater. And it was like, it was an experience, because like sometimes we wouldn't have money for the gas so it was like, then we would have to open up the oven to get heat, because the winters were extremely cold, obviously, in New York with the snow and everything. So like all of those experiences, it just made me good as to who I am, and just realizing that, yo, this is a real journey. So I would be in the back room listening to some of those DJs that I said, DJ Red Alert, DJ Chuck Chill Out, Marley Moore, Pete Rock. He was around, but not yet. Pete Rock. He's a great producer and DJ as well. I would be in the back room, and my moms would think I was sleeping, but I wasn't. So I would be up all hours of the night with a little radio, and they would be playing hip hop. Red Alert, you know, he would be like, yes. You know what I mean? Like, no, seriously, that was his thing. Everybody knew him for that. Shit. You know what I'm saying? And he would be on there DJing, and he was dope. He had his own cut, which was like, it was a signature cut. Where, okay, so I'm speaking to DJs. You know, like right before the snare, you have turntable 1, turntable 2. And you know, right before the snare, you have the other snare, right? So it goes pat pat,
that little bouncing,
pat pat,
yeah,
pat pat. This was his signature technique. Like, so he would do that a lot, and it was dope. I really liked it. But back to what I was saying, my mom's, she would think I was sleeping, and I'm in there listening to this radio, just going through the motions, listening to hip hop. Listening to songs like Sucker MCs by Run DMC,
that shit.
And then just to the progression of like Raising Hell, and then where MTV finally started allowing black people with on there with Michael Jackson, and then Run DMC. I'm not sure if it was a political connection for them to have that Walk This Way, so that they could get accepted onto MTV. But it was a great move regardless. The song was cool. Yeah, exactly. With
the one where he broke through the wall.
Yeah. It was dope. You know what I mean?
They're just pounding on the wall and shit. They're hearing that shit. And then they both men and shit.
Exactly.
He broke through the wall playing guitar.
And that's what I feel it's like for both coasts. And
Clash.
you know, like that clash. You know what I mean?
That was the first mashup.
It was a dope, and it was dope. You know what I mean? And
that's true, and it was successful.
Yeah. So like, if you having issues with getting black people on MTV, you do a collaboration with white people, and as long as it's cohesive and organic, you know, it was a dope song. You know what I mean? So and it became a big hit. So I'm here listening to stuff like that, and I'm like, yo, damn, I love this. So I started rhyming, writing a lot, and just like getting into like just words, and like I said, just being with my boy Rockwaller and understanding like what to look for with loops, and just scratching the records. And then the progression just kept going. Like I said, I went to my homeboy crib and I saw the 1200s, and then I would go to my uncle's crib and he had 1200s, and I actually posted that on my IG, where it's like, so I don't want people to think that I'm just starting. What happened was I professionally started doing it about 5 years ago, maybe something like that. Where when I say professional, that's where you put your hand out by the end of the night, like, yo, you gotta pay me.
Sure.
You gotta pay me. So that's the professional side of business. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, it's been playing with records all my life. You know, between that and drawing and doing flip books of Transformers and stuff like that, and like, you know,
talking our language.
Yeah, like, exactly. You understand? Like, just having fun and occupying your mind.
Yeah, staying busy, staying creative
as an only child. Because if not, you could fall into a slump in a dark place if you're by yourself and you don't have any money. You're sleeping next to a kerosene heater, and just, you know, you're outside fighting all the time, and you know, growing up in that culture where you gotta prove yourself. You know, it could bring you to a dark place. So you know, you occupy your mind, and hip hop occupied it for me. So I would listen to those DJs that I mentioned earlier, Stretch and Barbito, which was
nice
on college radio. I even went up there one time.
Really?
Because I had a record out long time ago. And I produced the record. I found the loop. The loop was actually, it came out before Jay-Z, Can I Live?
Oh, what?
We gonna have a great podcast.
Let's not reveal the sample, but you guys know what's up. You know, we don't like to reveal those samples as producers. We're right here, man. We're right here, man.
I don't care. It's Isaac Hayes.
Keep it in the sleeve.
It was an Isaac Hayes record. Right. You know what I mean?
Never mind. It's out there, people.
He's got like 5 of them. No,
it's an Isaac Hayes record, and you know, we did a video in the park. We had it played on the radio. DJ Red Alert.
Oh, nice.
The same dude that I was growing up idolizing, listening to as a little boy with a little radio. He's playing my record.
That's dope. Man. That blew your fucking mind.
That's a great feeling.
Yo, I mean, I'm literally sitting here getting chills right now because
I'm getting chills.
Right? and the fan is off now. You know? Before it was like, damn, it's kind of cold in here. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm just getting chills thinking about like how things connect.
Honored, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was an honor. So he would play it at 9:00. You know, every Saturday night for a while.
Damn,
for
that's
like
prime time.
For months at a time, and it would be like, yo, my mom's at first, she didn't like me wanting to be a rapper and this and that at one point.
Yeah,
and
I've been there.
Yeah, you know, right? Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So she didn't want me to do that, and I just still did it anyway. And then when she saw that I was making progress, That's when she was like, okay, all right, you can go ahead.
She heard you. She heard you on the radio. All right, my son has talent.
Exactly, and she was
started bragging to our friends.
Isn't that funny how it's from 0 to 100?
Exactly.
It's like, no, you don't.
Exactly.
Oh, you're on the dude. Oh,
Exactly. It's weird. It feels weird. It's like, yo, damn, you just said don't do it. You know what I mean? Like what? You know what I mean?
All of a sudden, you're making moves and doing things, and it's like, oh, okay, you're my son. Let me tell you about my son. My son's on the radio.
And she bragged about it all the time.
It's like, hey, what did your son do last week? My son made a radio song.
He was on television. You know what I'm saying?
He played right field in Little League?
Yeah. That's great. That's all. You know?
Like right field? My son left the field.
It made your mom feel that much taller, though, you know?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Dude. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Feeling, man.
It's cool to make your parents proud. Hell yeah. It's a good feeling.
But again, it was just growing up doing something that I knew and loved.
And then you had a passion
and
for
loved. And like passion is not even a word. It was like the air that you breathe.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Like the air that you breathe. Because everywhere else it was a fight. It was discombobulation. I had issues in the same household. You know what I mean? Between my mom's and her boyfriend and me, you know, which is a common, you know what I mean?
It's like, a common problem.
It's a common thing. But the relief that you find, the place that you go to is your little radio where you listen to Red Alert. Yeah. And don't blast it too loud at night. You know, you want your mom to think you're sleeping. You know, you're supposed to be asleep. You know,
you put it on one.
Yeah.
You literally have your ear on it like a phone.
Word. You know, you know, I grew up in a Jamaican household. You know, my whole family is Jamaican, and you know, kind of strict and this and that. But you know, it was just it was an experience I can't even like explain. It was a great situation to be in.
Humbling experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you appreciate.
I appreciate
everything from here on out.
Everything. I am so and you know, when I came over here and I saw, you know, the population, so many Mexicans, they have the same pride and they should. You know what I'm saying? It upset me to hear the issues between Mexicans and blacks you know what I mean?
Is that a problem in the East at all?
Without no, hell no.
Nope. It's been that way out here since late 80s.
I hate it.
I remember it.
Yeah. I hate it.
In jail.
Yeah.
Basically in jail.
Started there.
That's all. Yeah.
That's a political thing in jail.
I hate it. I hate it. I just feel like we are so much more alike than not.
Oh, yeah, man.
I know.
You have
the same struggle.
A hat on that I used to have. You know, look, you have a hat. We all wearing fitteds right now, and we never met each other. Right? This is our first time talking to each other and looking at each other, and we have the culture. We all got T-shirts.
I know.
We got Adidas.
We look like we're in a group or something.
We coordinated it. You know what I mean?
When are you gonna go on tour? That looks like a good group.
Exactly. I used to write too.
Yeah, I'm a graffiti.
I used to write on the wall too. I get it. You know what I mean?
I bombed the whole night.
Yeah,
I wished I bombed on the subways, but I bombed on the trains.
Hey, Bahgo, hand me that hat up there. I feel out of place.
Dude,
you the head of the commission right now. Yo, you know who you are?
Got your head overseer.
I'm about to make all y'all laugh. You are Nick Fury right now. You assembled all of this. You assembled all of this.
He actually did.
You know what I mean?
He assembled this.
Literally.
He literally assembled this.
You assembled it.
Now I need a sarape right there, dude.
He's taking it to his roots now.
I don't have a leather jacket.
So, you know, the journey was crazy because from there, like, we filmed a video in the park in our neighborhood, and like the culture, you guys are aware of, like, gangsters, like real gangster people. My homeboy's brother was in and out of jail so many times that he came out and financially supported the whole project that we had on the radio. Now,
nice.
When he did that, he went to school previously with Russell Simmons.
Okay.
So he knew them. He knew you know, like he had a little connect, and that cosign is everything, as you guys know. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we do the record, it's on the radio, we do the video, things start to fall apart. Things literally start to fall apart. And what happened was we did the video, we never even got it edited because the guy, he was a hothead. And if he didn't get it his way, then it would be no way. So he used to take meetings at record labels with Def Jam, all of these ill labels, Columbia, CBS at the time, and he wanted all of us to get on. I was just like a special appearance, the guy who produced the beat and did a little verse at the end. Now, when they went to the labels, and what they did was they presented like parts of the video, they played the song, they was interested, but they was like, yo, who's the guy at the end? Because I had a lot of energy and I put a lot of time. Again, it has to do with being an only child because I was always channeled. I was channeled into that. I had nothing else to do. Like I told you, everything else was
busy doing something.
Everything else was pain. You know what I mean? Everything else was pain. It was like
that was your escape.
That was my escape. And guess what? My escape was writing at the time and the beats. You know, so when I did that, you know, I was like, okay, they started to notice. So when the labels, they was like, yo, who's that last guy? Here's the guy who funded the project. This is his attitude. I'm gonna back up and get a little loud. Yo, what do you mean? Yo. Nah, we gotta take him all or nobody. So he used to literally go into the labels, and this desk right here, he would flip the fucking desks.
What the fuck?
And just fuck everything up. He like straight gangsters. I am mentioning no names, but they robbed banks. They did wild shit like you wouldn't even imagine. Yeah. They was just in and out of. They was just crazy dudes.
Gangster shit.
Yeah, real gangster live shit. Like
most
shit
of
that
those
you.
are the ones that run labels. Actually, it's funny, but a lot of those gangster ass fools run labels. Because I was involved with some labels before there was some gangster ass fools.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know the whole music industry has that connection to the mob from Frank Sinatra and all of that. You know, Sammy Davis. You know, way before this whole hip hop culture evolved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes back.
Yeah, you know, but so therefore, you know, he fucked everything up. Bottom line. So him doing that shit, they asking about me. You know, we could have did a Nelly situation. We could have been like, yo, you know what? Yo, let's get him in there. Because at the time, youth is everything. Like, you have so much energy. Like, sometimes I look at these kids, you know, as they go on the wall and they writing, you know, their little gangs and they throwing up their bombs and they tagging their gang signs and stuff in my neighborhood. What do you call it?
Crews.
Crew?
Yeah, crew. Yes, tagging.
Tag. Okay.
Tag, get the crews up.
Yeah. So they tagging. You know, whatever gang they claiming, and I'm like, yo, they don't even realize the energy that they have, and they could be putting that shit into something that could fucking get them to be millionaires by the time they're 21 years old. Yep. But instead, they 16, 17 years old, going up to a wall, tagging this shit, and looking around and not giving a fuck. And trying to rep and claim all type of shit because they're missing. It's a void that they're missing from home. Yeah. So they're outside looking for that acceptance,
that fame,
fame and reputation on the street,
instant fame.
You know what I mean? So, you know, from there we just I was upset about the situation. I found out later from the video director what happened, and that's how I found all of this shit out. I was like, the director, he told us, he was like, yo, you know, I was with him every time he went to those meetings, and you know, everybody asked about you, right? And I didn't know this guy like that. So why would he tell me that if I don't know him? Yeah. Straight up. So he's just telling me the truth. You're going to hear the truth from a stranger.
Yeah.
You are going to hear the truth from a stranger. They're going to be like, yo, I don't like you, or you know, they're just going to tell you the truth. They don't owe you anything.
Yep. Because I'm probably not going to see you again. They're going to be like,
exactly. So they'll be real with you. They'll be 100% real with you. So that's what he did. You know, he told me everybody was looking at me, and I was like, damn, we could have did a Nelly situation. Like I said, I could have been the forefront, and then I would absolutely have put them on, just like Nelly did with the Saint Lunatics, or Eminem with D12, 50 Cent with G Unit. You know, the list goes on.
There's always a feature, something you could have done.
Yeah, the list goes on because people always have crews. They just have crews.
Yeah,
they have, people that they grew up with, and they trying to provide the same opportunity for them, so they're not the only one balling out right in front of them. Like,
so this guy killed the whole operation.
He killed everything. So, so from there, I started recording again with Rockwall a little bit, and then I started. I had a few songs, not to the radio anymore. It was just like tapes. It was tapes. Yeah. I went to Virginia. I went to VCU in Virginia in Richmond, and I moved the tapes out there like crack. Like
so too short.
Yeah.
Too short. E40 share.
Yeah, exactly. We had a little logo. Yo, shout out to my boy Tut Piper. Omar, all of them from Linden Boulevard.
Linden Boulevard.
Yeah,
some trap shit.
Yo, watch. Wait till I tell you a story about Linden Boulevard with Q-Tip and Fife and with Fife. Y'all gonna bug out. So after that, I was like,
forward it to that part.
I know. I'm sorry if I'm talking too much. I feel crazy.
Computers, they can do all kinds of shit.
Yo, this is like the third time he's telling me, so get to it, man.
He's like baiting us, you know what I mean? Like a dog, like, look at this bacon right here. I'll give it to you in about 7 minutes. And the dog's like, no, I want salivate right
here. You know what though? I think you'll understand it and respect it more once you get to it. It's kind of like a meal when you go to the restaurant. You have an appetizer. You have a drink or whatever. Conversation.
It's like a board game. I have to get there first.
Yeah,
I got a couple steps to go.
Yeah. So Monopoly. You know what
exactly. That's exactly what's in my mind. It's like my mind said Monopoly.
Right now we went to jail.
And I was like, oh shit.
We started in jail, and now we got a couple.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah. So from there, with that situation, it kind of put me in a little bit of a funk. I was like, damn, okay, well, but I still had great times before I got to the funk. How many people can say they performed on the Apollo stage?
Oh.
And that's
Speak
not
on that, man.
I know who can.
I can right now.
I know somebody.
Yeah. Yo, it was crazy.
That's tight, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because like I said, the journey has been so crazy for me. It was the whole, like, you see Sandman and the piece of wood that they rub.
Did you rub the
wood? You rubbed the oak right there?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That is tight.
I wasn't scratching by that. I was, but I wasn't, like, into it like now, like, the DJ syndrome that we have now.
Right.
I mean? Like,
but when you rub the oak, how many days did you not wash your hand after that? Just because.
Is that a thing, dude?
I'm just fucking around.
I just wanted to rub on Kiki Shepard. At the time she was hot, Aventina, it is what it is. But
that's a real Kiki.
Yeah,
none of that Drake. Yeah,
Do you love me?
But how to explain that show? How was that feeling? On stage in front of all the Apollo Theater. I don't know anybody that can talk about that, so I want to hear it.
Incredible.
Oh man.
Like, again, I'm starting to get chills. Like, incredible. We had like outfits, like put together for us.
Oh, show outfits.
Damn. And this shit was crazy because I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know if the group is gonna particularly like what I have to say about this.
Then you should definitely say it.
Oh, I'm going to say it.
I gotta hear it now.
This is a reality. I'm going to say it. The crew was kind of getting booed as they were performing because the Apollo it's a hard place to perform.
Yeah.
People are extremely critical. beyond measures. You know what I mean? So they like looking at them. But you know what though? I think it was the fact that they're not familiar with them. Yeah, that has a big portion. That has a big. You know,
you got to get the crowd.
Yeah,
you got to let them know you're there. You got to present them with something that they can buy to shit.
But more so than anything, if people see you on TV, they're familiar with you. Mm-hmm. You go on a stage, you do your thing. Mm-hmm. In front of a harsh crowd, it doesn't matter because they don't know who you are. So they're like, I'm not checking for these guys like that. They okay. Who the hell are these guys? They were really harsh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
So I was like, okay.
It's true because a lot of performers that would go to Apollo, even though they were amateur, they were known. You know what I mean? To get to the Apollo, you got to be known.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It kind of built like a local reputation.
Right.
And we were still climbing. We were on our way up. Some people didn't even know who the hell we was. They probably heard the song on the radio. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But there was no like real management and just like really getting it out there, like, you know, unless you were signed to Def Jam or signed to one of the major labels, and you would walk somewhere and you would see, you know, like a poster or whatever. Just that familiarity.
This is back in street team days.
Exactly, exactly. That familiarity
was before Instagram, everybody.
Exactly, exactly, and the views and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
It was called Postagram. You posted on the on the post on the corner.
Yeah, you
posted on the street lamp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You literally went to the streets in the fucking 2 morning. You know.
Yeah. So
morning,
these guys were getting kind of booed. I don't want to say booed all of the way. I don't want to just make it seem like they were like, yo, boo, like the whole, you know. But there was like there was a few.
They were coming out though. Like
you heard it. You heard like a few here and there. It was getting scary for them.
Right.
Yeah, it gets
kind of get
scary.
nervous for the performer. Like, man, he's gonna get booed right now.
I don't know what came. Again, it's that just wanting to get more. Like sleep. It brought me back to the kerosene heater days. You know, like just sleeping as a little kid right next to the heater, and knowing, yo, this is an opportunity for people to hear my voice. Hear my voice. Hear what I gotta say.
Were you coming up next on the song?
I was the last one.
Oh, okay.
So at the time, I go out there after these guys are like, they're okay, they're managing, they're getting through it. Then the Sandman is not like grabbing them by the neck and pulling them off, and the horn's not going off yet.
But he's flipping the hook thing.
But he's debating. He's debating. He's like, you know, he's starting to debate. You know,
scratching his chin, like,
exactly. You know what I mean? So, I went out there and I had my own element. I had my own type of rhymes. You know what I mean? So, I was influenced at the time by Das Effects and Redman.
Ooh, nice, perfect.
So Redman was like my super duper idol, you know, and I like to the point where it was like I was almost nervous around him, because just imagine like balling all your life and looking up to LeBron James or Kobe. Let's use Kobe, all right, out here. We in LA. So let's say you all your life you balling, and then you get up and you start to meet Kobe Bryant, you know, or you go out on the court and Kobe is standing right there. You like, oh, it's like, hey, like, oh,
butterflies.
Yeah, you're gonna have a butterfly. Oh, yeah. That's normal as a human being.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a. So you know, that was my influence, and that lets you know the intensity of my verse from that song. That was how I came onto that stage, like attacking motherfuckers.
Nice.
When I came out there, I put my heart and soul into that microphone. I looked directly at the crowd. A chick that I just met like the night before, you know, the gangster dude introduced me to, you know.
Shout out to the gangster dude.
Yeah, word up. Yeah. I heard her. She jumped out of her seat and said, that's my man.
Oh, shit.
Yo, all booing stopped.
What?
There it is.
And people were fucking amazed.
She must have been good looking.
She was bad.
There it is.
She was a red bone.
That's all it takes.
You know,
that's all it takes.
You know what I mean? But
I know advertising. I know how it works.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking with you.
You know, but you know, like I came out there, like I said, see, look, your face went kind of like, oh shit, when I said Das Effects.
Oh yeah.
Their intensity of how they did the boom stickity boom, huh? I got that old rubber pump. You know,
they had energy to the.
That same energy is what I brought to that stage.
Yeah.
That is what I brought.
Fuck yeah.
The other guys, they were rhyming. It was like they were rhyming just because they wanted to rhyme. Roll another bone, da 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 da. You know, it's like it was cool, but and it was a little different. But I'm coming out there like, yo, I flex it. I come out there like, I flex.
You had that extra energy.
One shot, right there.
That was it.
Because he added the Das Effects.
What?
They were like, how'd you get that effect, man?
So I came out there with that intensity. I came out there
tight.
like Redman and all of that stuff.
So you saved the day.
I'm not.
Don't be too modest now. I mean,
I'm not like that, though. I'm like real down to earth.
That's
you know
dope,
what I mean?
though.
Like,
I mean, you came out and really like turned it from booze into like, hey, hold on.
Yeah, they stopped.
Let's give him some credibility, whatever. You feel me?
They literally stopped. And they was like, people started getting up like it was Snoop or somebody like that was people were familiar with. Yeah. And the girl, like I said, she screamed, "That's my man!" You know, that shit like that. It was such a great feeling. And like I just left and I just felt good for the night. And then like I said, in the after that I started to continue rhyming and stuff like that. But again, I just started getting into the records and you know, fast forward, this is where I'm at now, DJing, and I absolutely love it.
What year was that, the Apollo show?
You want to date him? You don't want to date him?
No, I'm not dating him. Just the show.
Hey,
I want to date the show.
Look. I don't date. I do not. I
thought we were all comfortable with our ages.
I do not. Dating men. I do not date men. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you don't want to. I don't want to date you either, sir.
I was dating the show.
Yo, let me tell you something. That's another thing about me. And when we fast forward, when we get into the stuff later on, you'll understand. I have this real dark, crazy Family Guy sense of humor.
Oh, I'm not sure.
You know what I mean?
We all do.
Yeah,
we all fuck around like
that. That is important to have. That's the personality that people gonna love you for, or they're gonna hate you for.
Yeah, that's having a sense of humor, basically. You know what I mean?
You know what? When you say you were a big time Redman fan, did you have the shoebox with the dollars in there too and everything?
Of course, who didn't have $200? You know what I mean? Come on, that's, you know, absolutely.
I had that one. I had pennies and fucking nickels.
Yeah, there you go.
It was an Adidas shoebox with a bunch of dollars.
Shoeboxes are the shit. You could put anything in them, motherfuckers.
I still have a lot. You know, I throw away the shoes, but I keep the shoeboxes.
There it is. Because I don't wear the boxes either. Like, yeah. So, you know what? I do have a question for you. Every DJ goes through something terrible. A gig, something that just did not go right for you, or just was the worst experience. What was, out of all these great experiences, what was the worst experience? Like, for me, one time I showed up, I forgot my headphones. And the homie DJ Mishaps, he showed up to DJ this party with me, and he forgot his headphones. So both of us had no fucking headphones, and we're like, how the fuck are we going to DJ this party? And this was before Serato, so you couldn't look at the screen and shit.
Like forgetting your jammy.
Oh, it was before Serato?
This is before Serato.
Because I was going to say, I've DJ'd before without headphones because I had the music queued up. You know, when you have songs.
No, trust me. This is, I had to get closer to the mic. This was before Serato.
Wow.
This was This was 99, I think. Or maybe 2000, somewhere around there.
Clothes and shit.
Anyway, so we're bugging out. Me and him were like, what the fuck are we going to do? Yeah. So we turned one of the speakers towards us. And then when we would mix, we would put the level up just a little bit, turn the bass all the way down just so you could hear the first one bar, you know what I mean? And then rewind it.
The snare.
Only that one side, we would pan it to that right side. Wow. So the other speaker was playing full music, and this side was playing full music plus a little bit of us. Wow. And that's how we mixed the rest of the night, and we made it through the night. Was there an experience that you went through that you had to just come out of the woodwork with something crazy, like, because it was such a bad gig?
Well, you know what? That right there, that situation, before I answer the question, that just proved that you know how to improvise and work with what you have. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time I DJ'd somewhere and I forgot my mats. When you're scratching
slip mats.
on vinyl, I forgot my slip mats. So you know what I did? The plastic from the sleeve, I put it down and I just took off the edges, made a circle, laid it flat, and that's what I had. You feel me?
We have so much in common.
Yeah,
I was gonna say this a long time ago, but I didn't want to cut you off because you were going on a roll with the stories and shit.
Yeah.
But man, we have a lot in common.
Yeah,
I think every DJ has experience.
Well, that's the DJ thing, and
you did what you had to do.
You do what you have to do. You have to survive. It's like either you sink or swim. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, I'm trying to think of a bad gig that I had. Sometimes, and this still happens sometimes. What I try to do is I try to go to the place that I'm going to DJ, and I try to preview the equipment that they have, and make sure that I have the right drives. Just prepare. You have to prepare.
That's professional.
Yeah.
That's
so I go and I check out, see if they have a if they have what kind of mixer they have. You know, the 6.9
62 or the 60.
whatever, I just have to
They're
be
on
prepared.
the 60s,
in the 60s, right? Exactly. You got to have any of those, or just have
the right driver, the right firmware, all that shit.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Sometimes you show up and it just doesn't link up.
and it doesn't work.
And it doesn't read, and you're like, want to kill somebody.
Yeah, exactly. So that has happened to me before, where I went and I was having a lot of issues with the needles.
That's what I'm talking about. What happened there?
Well, I had to ask the DJ that actually was doing the night. I was like, yo, it's not working. What's going on? And we was literally holding laptops in each other's hands as we was making the transition from DJ to DJ.
Oh, yes.
And, you're going through that, plus trying to figure out, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this needle right here? And why is it the red level going all the way to the right? As DJs, people might understand what I'm saying, because it has to read, and it's not supposed to get to that red level. It's it's supposed to.
You're supposed to have the circle.
Yeah. Right.
Sometimes it's all crooked.
Right.
Look like a lightning bolt or some shit.
Right.
It's not a circle.
Exactly. So there's something wrong. That has happened to me before at a bar, and at a bar, it's more of an intimate place. Right. So. In LA, you gotta admit, it's almost like the Apollo crowd. People are very harsh here. That's what I have noticed as well.
You're right.
And I'm everything that I speak, I honestly just speak from experience. I don't want to speak about something I heard, because that's not who I am as an individual. I want to walk this earth with integrity.
That's good.
I want people to know me and remember me for a person with integrity. Now, I'm not saying I'm an angel. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, honestly.
You're just an angel. You're just a demon with integrity.
Nah. Hell no.
I'm just messing with you.
Nah, hell no. I'm not even going to get along with it. I don't want to be no demon. Nah, you know what I mean? But, that experience, it was it made me go home and make sure that I understand. Making sure that I'm on point with.
You were super prepared before the next gig.
So
then you started going there before, huh? To show up and be like, let me see if my computer works with it. Let me see
drives
if
and
everything works with
it.
it. That's good, man.
Yeah.
I remember
they had no one.
There was no light. It was dark.
That too.
Oh, on your turntable, like you couldn't see that.
I couldn't see.
I've been through that.
It was dark. I'm like, how the fuck? I remember putting the fucking light on the turntable and trying to make it work.
Oh my God.
I was like, dude, what the fuck? I made it happen though.
So after I did a few songs and people started to hear it, and I went to VCU. I went to Virginia College.
Did you study, by the way?
Graphic design.
Oh shit!
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
see,
man.
now we have more in common right there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That's why I told you guys I love your artwork, because I get it. Like when I see the clothesline hanging and it says La Clika, I'm saying to myself, I'm like, damn, that
was Mino's right there.
I'm like, yo, that's dope, because it's just different. It's just different.
Shameless plug. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I was out there, I was performing a lot, and I was getting back into my own personal groove. But I'm gonna just keep it 100. I was like really struggling financially, and that really took a toll on me. I was doing like little performances. And the rest of my crew, I had two MCs, Tut and Piper, the two people that I mentioned earlier from Linden Boulevard. They was on the tape with me. We had a group. The group was called Imperial, and we recorded in Brooklyn at my boy Joe's crib. in Bed-Stuy before everything changed and shit. We took the tapes and I was out there and I had to just record solo now because they were still at home in Brooklyn and Queens. So I had to hold myself down, but between my studies and just performing, it just became a bit much, honestly. You know,
especially college.
Yeah, college. You broke in college, dogs.
Broke as fuck, man.
Any college student listening to this should be able to fucking relate to this part. If you're not a DJ, you should be relating to this part. You broke, dogs. Unless you come from, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
like
rich
you
family.
perform. Hey, man, I gotta find it tomorrow.
Yeah, you know,
I gotta go study. But yeah, let's perform real quick. You know, go to the studio. You probably have your books right there in the studio. And shit, trying to do your homework.
Now I'm a fuck y'all heads up again. All right, so peep this shit. I go to the record store. All right, peep that. We don't even have too many record stores left, just Amoeba and a few other joints, right?
I will take you to a couple, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with it. Absolutely.
He knows where to go.
And I want you to come, you too.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's all rock out.
Let's go right now, man. We'll be back.
I'm gonna get my taxi.
Yeah, yo, we'll talk to y'all later. Yo.
Hey, fuck the podcast.
We're gonna cut the podcast short for various reasons.
We're gonna go to Moonshine Records.
There you go. What up, Manny?
To be continued.
Yeah. I had the tapes that we did. We put it in the store. I put it in the store. And the shit outsold Muddy Waters.
No shit.
Redman Muddy Waters.
Redman Muddy Waters in one particular store, and it hit. And they sent me that actual chart, that billboard, that particular week that it came out.
Holy shit.
Now, it fucked my head up because, again, who did I say that I caught chills around? Redman. Thank you.
No shit.
So, you know, even from going back to like Red Alert when I was a little kid listening, and then he's actually playing my record.
Right.
You know, to like beating Redman. It's not a competition, but just like Redman #2.
Does he know this?
Nah, he doesn't know. I mean, it's not.
Did he know that happened though? Because that's. I think he is like.
It was a mom and pop change.
Okay.
You know, a mom and pop change.
Yeah.
But it just meant something to me. It showed me that I could do something.
Fuck yeah.
That you have potential in.
I had potential in what I was doing.
I definitely will give your ass potential.
Yeah.
Like that's like holy shit.
It's verification for what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
You verify that you're actually doing something and people like it.
And that's your idol or someone that you. I don't like that word idol, but that's the person that you respect their skills.
Idolize.
You know what I mean?
He influenced the shit.
Yeah. Influenced the hell out of us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like me too.
Well, yeah, we know
Like
we
a
all
mentor or something.
Hey, I was a huge. I love you.
We all wore Timbs. You know, Redman was known for the Timbs, the wild hair, the smoking blunts, the shit up his nose. Yeah, all that wild shit. You know what I mean? And here I am, just a kid from Queens, like out in Virginia, trying to, you know, get through my studies, and here I am, #1 that particular week.
Wow.
And that shit bugged me the fuck out. You know,
Cheers
so
to that shit.
I have I have moments in my life, dogs. Like it was crazy. Thank you, man. Thanks. You know what I mean? So after that, I don't know. I just started falling more into the production. I still do beats, and I still like. I almost feel addicted to it. You know, making beats. If I don't do it, if I don't make beats after like maybe a week or so, I start to get the itch. Like
you get anxiety, huh?
Yeah. Like, hey.
What do you look for in beats? Like what kind of samples do you look for?
Okay.
What do you look in samples?
My older cousin, who I mentioned earlier, his name is Shakir. He said, "Yo, you are Kanye West. You remind me of that motherfucker so much. Look at it. Think about it. I locked myself up in the room, right? Remember that? You know, being an only child, getting records and shit like that. Drawing, right? Same shit. Making beats. Don't even want to go outside. Don't care about sports. Don't care about any other shit. And also rhyming over your own beats. Now, in terms of samples, I'm gonna give some secrets away. I'm very transparent right now at this part of my age in my life. I just feel like transparency, and this age, especially, transparency wins. It helped me grow my followers on Instagram from 283 people following me to currently 5,000.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
And these are real followers, not the kind you pay for.
These are real and organic followers who I literally have conversations with, and I talk about networking with, especially out here in LA, because it's big. Yeah, it's big. I've met up with Long Beach, Snoop's crew before, because I used to live out here in Long Beach. I met up with some of those guys. They were mad cool. They respected me, and I respected them because I'm cool. I'm very down to earth. I don't want any shit. Anything come to me, I'm going to defend myself as a man, obviously, because that's all of us in here are men. Yep. You know what I mean? So that's first and foremost. But I just feel like I was like, yo, I just try my best to take advantage of any opportunity, and I have these small little milestones in my life. And it just shows me that if I stop fucking around and just put like 1,000,000,000% into what I'm doing, I will get places and understand that it's a journey. And we mentioned that earlier. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's like the milestones are paving the way.
Yes, that's it. That's it.
That's
it.
Paving the road.
That's it.
I feel you.
That's
it. Every little thing is just adding. You feel
small
me?
victories, man.
Yeah,
small victories. That's all it is. Dude.
Small victories. So from there, after that, I'm trying to remember as much as I can, because like I said, it's been a real crazy journey. Honestly, there's all the way from there to the other side of the country. I'm literally on the other side of the country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that shit, it bugs me out sometimes. Like I said, I never thought that I would be here. Yeah. But by the grace of God, I'm here. That's my
music.
Yeah, the music.
Universal.
The journey.
Anywhere in the world, the music would just tie everything together.
Yeah. So after everything happened, I just kind of just kept swaying to the beats and getting my skills up. I went to Scratch Academy in Manhattan. Shout out to DJ Dubs. That's my boy, my older brother type. Just like he's dope. I went there with questions, and they answered them with no problem. I paid. I used to, at the time I was living in Florida, that I went to Scratch Academy. I flew back and forth. That just shows you the intensity and the passion, the drive,
dedication. Huh?
Yeah, the dedication. Like, yo, I'm trying. I'm like, yo, look, I know what I'm doing. I could go from record to record. That's fine. But how could I be better? How the fuck can I be better? How could I progress? How could I make it? How could I make it make sense? Yeah. And that's what they taught me. Everything from
discipline.
Yeah, discipline and it definitely involved. Yeah. But like, how can I make the transition make sense? Like we spoke about the message earlier.
And there's different kinds of transitions.
Yeah,
there's different.
Right, I'm about to say one. I'm just giving a quick example. The Message by Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel. That particular same beat. All right, the transition would be what? Can't nobody hold me down. Why? Because it fucking makes sense. You're in the same beat already. All right. Only
the vibe is the same.
The vibe is the same.
The drum track's almost exactly the same.
It is the same.
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
What I'm saying. Like, but when you go from one song to the next, I know what you mean. Because some songs you could mix it because the same BPM.
Yeah.
But some songs you got all this percussion going on.
Yeah.
And this one is not a lot going on.
Yeah.
You got to kind of throw it in with something that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it has to make sense from record to record. You can go from Only You with 112 and Biggie and Mace to what? To Ty Dolla $ign, because it's the same beat again. It's a great beat.
And plus you don't want to fuck up the whole concept too, because some people go through like some cool like dance shit. All of a sudden you throw some gangster shit, killing fools, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? Like you just fucked everybody over. Man.
Yeah,
like,
it happened last night. I went out to celebrate my homegirl. DJ AK-47. I celebrated her birthday party, and the DJ just like cut it off like right in the middle of a verse, and everybody was dancing and enjoying themselves. Granted, the next record was a dope record too, but the vibe, like some of the girls just stopped dancing. Literally, they stopped.
Yeah.
And then they went like
He killed the rhythm.
He killed it. He killed the energy.
Yep.
He killed the energy. The energy was shot.
Yeah.
So
you have to stay. You have to stay with the rhythm no matter what you do.
Yeah.
You will kill the energy.
You'll kill the energy. And they was like, I kept going because I'm just trying to have a good time regardless and just chill and dance with this shorty, that shorty, regardless. Just enjoy myself because, be happy to be alive. You know what I mean? True. I lost my train of thought.
He was transitioning, but he just stopped it out of nowhere in the middle of the song and then started the next song. Yeah. And he killed the vibe. That's the last thing you were talking about.
That will fuck up the whole thing.
It does. You gotta keep, it fucks up the whole vibe of the club. No?
Yeah, you got to keep the same energy going, the same type of rhythm. The smooth. If you're throwing a smooth song, you got to throw something else smooth. Yeah. Unless you like lower down and you announce to the crowd, blah 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 blah.
You got to do it a certain way.
Yeah, then you shift to a different one. You got to do some hard fucking red man shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hype everybody up.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all about transitions.
Exactly.
No matter what, it's all transitions. When you just fuck it up like that.
Yeah,
because you're not recovering.
You kill the vibe.
You're not recovering.
Yeah,
that's the job of a DJ. You gotta have everybody dancing. You have a good time. Don't fuck it up like you were talking about, man.
Right.
That shit'll fuck. Like you'll never get another gig.
Right.
Like,
you'll prove to them that you don't know what you're doing and you just like up there playing around. Like, and you know what? Sometimes when we're talking, my mind goes to other places. It does make me think of certain things that I went through. One time that I met this kid and I didn't realize who he was, and I didn't realize that he was connected to someone that could get me repeated jobs. All right. And I just went in there and was DJing, and just what I was doing honestly was I was hoping to build a relationship, like a friendship, like how we're all gonna, after all of this stuff that we're talking about, because we have so much in common. I was just like trying to build that friendship with him, and I went out and I went up there. It's a small little place, and I was just DJing and I was just throwing record after record, but I wasn't in tune with LA yet. And I played certain records, and he judged me after that. But and then he told a person or two that I really don't know what I'm doing, which is not the truth. And then I got my residency, and then I was practicing, and like when you have a residency, you're DJing repeatedly, so practice makes perfect, right?
True.
You get your reps in, like when you go to the gym,
you stay sharp.
Yeah, you stay sharp.
When you have a weekly gig, you stay very sharp.
Very, very sharp.
Always looking for
so
a record.
I've grown, like from then to when I got the residency and was playing repeatedly over and over and over. You get better with time. Boxers, everything. First time Kobe or LeBron picks up a basketball as a kid, from then all the way till the 6 rings, the 8 rings, whatever it is,
It's all repetition.
They've earned it. They've earned it over the years. You wasn't with me when you're shooting in the gym. Just like shit like that. It's just
you wasn't with me when I was scratching in the kitchen.
I don't know. I was a little random. Just wanted to throw that. Just play around.
No, that's true though.
Yeah.
How were your parents influencing all this to you, man? Were they supporting you, man?
No.
At all, like you said earlier, that they weren't so.
Not until you started making moves.
Who was supporting anybody else was supporting you? Like what kind of?
My younger cousin Mauricio. My younger cousin Mauricio, he used to come to my house, and I used to after I got out of that tiny little room in my only child syndrome, in my only child world, I used to live in the basement. As I got older, I was like early 20s or whatever. I left the house kind of late, whatever. He would come over and he would just like almost, I hate this word, but idolize what I was doing. He was like, damn, you got skills, da da da. He kept that fire burning for me. So again, I'm gonna bring it back to another question that you had. What kind of samples do I look for, and what fuels that fire? Soul samples, absolutely, without a doubt. All right. That whole Dipset sound, that whole Kanye sound. Like I said, my other cousin, he said, "Yo, you remind me of Kanye because you have that whole art shit going on." I'm not crazy with all this Trump shit that he's on now, whatever. I absolutely disagree. I think he's a maniac now. I love him though. I still, regardless, you know what I mean? I just think mentally, something is, he has to really look in the mirror. Yeah, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror and really realize who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? And realize the division of Mexicans out here, and you know, the whole border situation is so fucking sad and stupid at the same time. It's like, what the fuck are you worrying about space programs and Mexican borders when you have when you have what's
got
that
like homeless
shit downtown,
Yep.
like 34,000 homeless people downtown Los Angeles.
Yep. Yeah.
Help them. Help them. Fuck space. You know what I mean?
Fix the roads. How about that?
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Potholes in my
I hit a pothole on the way here, man. That shit scared the shit out of me.
I got potholes on my lawn.
Spill my drink.
Hey, De La Soul.
De La Soul plug.
Potholes in my lawn. You know what I mean? I love it. I love it. Damn.
Classic album.
Yeah, absolutely. That first album was magnificent.
It's one of my
Deep Feet and
favorites,
High
man. It's still one of
Rising.
my favorites.
Yeah, you know what? Top 5. I hate when people do this to me, but I'll do it to someone else. Top 5 albums for you.
You know something? I asked this question last night, and it's cool. I love it. I love this question. Cool. Because you know why? It's different from who's your top 5 MCs.
Yeah. It's a completely different question.
It becomes broader. It becomes way bigger.
Yeah, it does.
It's in the same category, like
It's
Jeopardy.
it's a
but
cousin. It's a
different
cousin.
question.
Yeah.
It's definitely a cousin, but it's a broader spectrum. All right, so let's get to it. In
Top 5 albums.
top 5, with not in an order. I can't do an
No,
order.
don't worry about it. No,
I can't do
don't
an
worry.
order.
No order.
Just
Just
random.
All right,
if they were just stacked up. Top 5.
Nas Illmatic, without a doubt. All right, Nas Illmatic. He vividly created what Queensbridge was and is like.
I was just listening to that yesterday.
Yeah, there's nothing
that album.
like that. He painted such a vivid picture.
Yeah,
Yep.
man. Perfect producers.
Yeah.
Come on, you got
Yeah.
fucking best producers out there.
Yeah. Number 2, again, not in any particular order. Infamous, the Mobb Deep.
I was just hearing it on the way here. I have it
Yeah.
in my car right now.
Mobb Deep.
Oh, shit.
Not the first, not Juvenile Hell, but
Nah.
but the second album
Yeah.
where they regroup. That was out of an emergency because they just got dropped from Island Records and they was like, damn, what are we gonna do with it? Crying and stuff. I love them. I hate how Prodigy died, and it's just it's like what
That's a
what?
loss. That's
You
such
know,
a big loss.
it was. You know what I mean? And it was just like, damn, but.
Then Loud Records came to save
Yeah,
them.
yeah. Exactly. They put the battery in their back. I don't know what happened, but those samples,
I know.
the airy
Crazy
samples,
shit.
it created.
So, top. You mentioned 2 albums, man.
Yeah.
You got 3 left. What do you got?
What the album by Redman.
That was a good album.
The reason I chose that though is because of his metaphors. Metaphors at the time were real important. That showed your skill level with rhymes. You know what I mean? Like he had this song where he was like, some of the lyrics I'm starting to forget them shits, but it was just so like the cow jumped over the moon. I'm Reggie Noble. It's all about the delivery and like the funk. It was a real ill package. You know what I mean? Where at the time, like his verses was so incredible, line after line.
Punchline.
Like they paid attention to detail.
Fuck yeah.
Like each
They didn't
line.
get lazy.
No, not at
Yeah.
all. Not at all. Like
I hear
he
you.
was like, Punk snapped the neck of Michael Myers, then I freaked it because it was Halloween and we was talking some trick or treat shit. You know what I mean? Like
love that
what?
shit. I love
Like
that
snap
shit.
the
Makes
neck.
you want to rewind that shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snap the neck of Michael Myers, then I freaked it. Cause it was Halloween and we was talking that trick or treat
God
shit.
damn. See what I mean? That's some shit. I wish. Well, you will hear that shit, but you gotta look for it now. You will not hear that shit.
Yeah,
on the
you
radio.
do. You have to look for it. It kind of exists,
Yeah.
But I'm dope.
But back then, people were doing it every line.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
were really
It's like some
concentrating
Chino
on the
Excel
whole,
shit.
Yeah.
The whole verse.
Oh,
was
yeah,
dope
yeah.
as fuck.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
Yeah,
King
he was
of
dope.
lines.
Yeah.
Fucking Redman though. And you see, big ups to Eric Sermon though for those beats, man.
Oh yeah.
He had those beats. He had the funk.
Sermon.
He
Yeah.
had those funk. So he provided perfect ingredient to come on. He did shit for people and they were good after. Like he brought the goodness out of people with those beats, man.
Yeah.
That's what Redman came out of.
Yeah, he brought the best out of him without a doubt, and he helped him find his niche. Finding your niche is so important, Like LL Cool J found his niche with the shorties, and that's when he became extra successful.
Yeah.
I liked when he did like hardcore stuff, but then when he did like stuff like round the way girl and he just got into
He put cookies in a plastic bag
cool
and
when it
crushed
was
my
yeah,
bill.
exactly.
That was his shit right there.
Yeah, he was just dope, man. Like you know, that's another person I looked up to and still look up to him, LL Cool J. You know,
Oh yeah.
What's that?
I need love.
yeah.
Fool, I remember getting dropped
I
off
used to
at
hate that
7th
song.
grade. No, 8th grade. Remember when I left Rogers? 8th grade, I went to another school in Torrance because we had moved or something like that, and they found out, oh my God, you don't live in the vicinity to go to fucking Rogers. You got to go to fucking Magruder.
So you got to
or
get
some
somebody's
shit
electric
in
bill.
Torrance. And my cousin would drop me off in his little GTI, and he'd be bumping LL Cool J. I need love. And he had some big ass 12-inch speakers, and that shit was bumping like
Yeah.
this little fucking rabbit.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious just to get out, and the little kids would be like, "Oh, who's that?"
I used to
It
love
was
like
just little old me.
like radio and I'm bad and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that was the shit that I liked. But then, you know, you just couldn't like
What about Big Old Butt?
oh, I love that. I love that. He just started making undeniable music.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like undeniable.
He always kept it legit, regardless if he went
Yeah.
that route. He always kept it. That's what I liked about LL Cool J. No matter what he did, he might do with some smooth shit, but he always
Yeah.
kept it hip hop.
Yeah. I could tell you another album that is definitely in my top 5 would probably be Life After Death.
Oh,
Now the reason I chose Life After Death, a lot of people choose the first one because that's like when he first stepped on the scene. I think again going back to falling into your niche, he fell into his niche of like smooth rhyming instead of yelling. Oh,
like them
give me
creamy
the-
vocals. Huh?
Give me the loop. Give me the loop.
Yeah.
It was cool. It was good, you know. But like once he got into his like, pop sicker than your average. Remember that? You know, it was just like, oh my God, his wordplay, his delivery, it's like rolling off the tip of his tongue. It's effortless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No effort at all. And then to hear that he never wrote any of the rhymes, it was like, what? What do you mean he didn't write? He would be mumbling in the corner, and then he'd be like, well, I mean, are you ready? You sure you're ready? And be like, yo, turn the mic on.
It's like Jay-Z shit.
Yeah, both of them did the same thing. That's why they were each other's competition and became great friends.
Wow.
You know?
I remember when they dropped
tight.
that album dropped. I was here, and some cat from New York told us about it.
Yeah, it was real. It's
Like,
very real.
He's got some new shit coming out, and he played it for us. He actually had a copy of it. Man,
Yeah.
it blew us away, man.
Yeah.
When that shit came on, like, what the fuck? Biggie is coming out of this? Oh, wow. And then it blew up later, and then we finally heard it here. Like, wow, fucked everybody up, man.
I'm a now bring it to the opposite spectrum of the coin. Machiavelli. Can we go there?
Let's go there.
Wherever
Machiavelli.
you want to go.
go.
Now, Machiavelli was a special album because Machiavelli, first of all, was an emotional journey. Someone who knew that they had a limited time left here on this earth. They knew. Like you listen to the beginning of the album, everybody, you know the rumor, Suge shot me and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He was so incredible as person who could bring the emotion out of you, you know, on that particular album. So if you listening to California, not California, that was on the previous album. So if you listen to Live and Die in LA, and you can almost see the video before visually watching it. Yeah. You get the feel of some laid back shit.
Mm-hmm. I think he did it on purpose. Too.
Exactly. Yeah. That's my point. Yeah.
Then, like that song that my mind made up.
Yeah.
That song
then,
is tight.
But then when you come out here and you realize, yo, it is smooth and cool out here. It's beautiful. Convertible cars and women everywhere, just laid back. Everybody's nice. You know what I mean? And you get the feel of it just from that song, you know. And he had a special gift in doing that, you know, and especially on Machiavelli. He did it on other albums. He made you feel depressed on some of his songs because he just felt back in elementary, I thrived on misery. You know, like
that's the song I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know, it was so incredible. It just brought you into there. You sample that Stevie Wonder.
He got humble a little.
You know. It was just,
hell
you know,
yeah.
it was so incredible. The music can bring you in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, I don't know.
That was my favorite album, actually. Me Against the World.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
favorite Tupac album.
I
And
could-
played the
That was dope.
shit out of it. It got stolen. I bought it again.
I have a
They
lot
broke
of the
into my
wax.
car, they stole
I
it.
still have the wax.
I
Yeah,
can
got
understand.
the
I can understand why that would be your favorite album
Yeah.
because that was definitely an emotional
Very.
ride too. Because he was going to jail, in and out of jail at that
Yeah,
time.
he
I
was.
think he was in jail when that came out. You know,
He was.
And I
When it
remember
came
him
out.
with the glasses.
Yeah.
On, you know, on the front of that cover.
Yeah.
You know.
He was. He was sitting against like this.
Yeah, he was leaning on the
Against-
wall or
he
something
was
like
against
that.
the wall.
Yeah.
He didn't have glasses, but he was just sitting like this. And you see, like
Yeah.
it's almost like a silhouette of him,
Yeah.
like a halo around.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
almost
Yeah.
prophesies what
Yeah.
he was about to talk about.
Yeah, but Machiavelli, right? There was a fire. Yeah, there was a fire in his soul when he recorded that album. To me, in my opinion, he knew things that the rest of us didn't. He seen something for him to record that album, for him to do the artwork as a paper bag. You know,
That's true.
if you look at it, and him hanging like that,
Like
he's
Jesus,
like Jesus, and he's prophesizing and really getting into his emotions.
I was about to say that he almost prophesized everything he said.
Like
Like he's
hell,
getting
and
executed.
even the name alone,
crucified.
Machiavelli, you know,
Yeah.
known for that.
yeah, the Hail Mary,
Yeah.
like that was so incredible.
Very religious.
Hail Mary, and then
Come with me.
Bomb 1st
Mm-hmm.
Bomb 1st, where it's like he was dope at naming who he had a problem with.
Yes,
Like-
and he was straight out.
Yeah, there was
He
no
didn't give a
shame.
shit.
He didn't hide
no
shit.
shame.
Shit, man. He just
No
did it.
shame. Nas, I wonder why he blowed him out. You try to be like me. You know, it's like, you know, Mob Deep punk ass
Yeah.
trying to, you know, like, damn, like, yo, oh, who's okay in this? You know, that Bomb 1st was just so incredible, you know?
He attacked everybody.
Yeah.
Wasn't Chino involved in that one too? Chino, I think he said some shit about Chino or something.
I think he did.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah,
He attacked a lot
That's
of people. Mob Deep, Chino.
He is one
I
guy.
think he said Jay-Z too, right? Didn't he?
Probably. I think so.
I think so.
I think
I
so.
gotta rewind that.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna go back and listen to
I
that
have the
shit
record at
after.
home. I'm gonna go
I
through
got
it
it at home
tonight.
too, man. It's a lot of-
I'll call you tomorrow. Let you know.
hey, I'll call you for the sample.
When it's too late to
We'll
put
do
it on
the
the
we'll
podcast.
do the sample on there.
I'm gonna bring it up to date now. These last two, I think it's two more.
No, it's one more.
It is. All right. So if I have to choose one,
If we're counting.
all right, yeah. If we're
Yeah.
counting, and it has to be just one. Absolutely, without a doubt. This is just my opinion, peoples.
Yeah.
50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. That album.
Okay. Elaborate on that, man, because I want to hear more about it. Because I didn't really listen to that album a lot.
And I want to give two honorable mention joints.
Okay.
DMX first album.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'll give it to you there.
That's an honorable mention. To be like, you gotta squeeze that in like 3A or something. I don't know. DMX first album, and there was another one right on the tip of my tongue. If it comes back, I'll remember. All right, so let's get into 50. Why? All right. First of all, the story is incredible, and to visually see it in front of you, to see so many people hating on him, so many people, like, he recorded a song for J-Lo, and he had a verse on there, and the people with more power, Irv Gotti and everybody, they removed him from the record because they had issues, you know, with him. It was just
He was wanted. He was wanted from a lot of places, man.
yeah, he was wanted. They tried to kill him, man.
Yeah, big time.
They tried to
Couple of times.
assassinate that guy. You know what I mean? I listened to that album, and to me, it felt like something that's been bubbling up, and then it goes and pops. So what he did after they started blocking him, he got shot and dropped from his label because he recorded a debut
Yeah, he
album,
did,
The
yeah.
Power of the Dollar,
Yeah.
with the Quran, and people was feeling like he snitched on the whole hood and this and that, which was bullshit, you know. But when he realized he was getting blocked, he figured, yo, you know what? I'm gonna make my fucking self hot. And he made mixtapes.
Big time. Yeah.
And when he did that, he made himself on fire. Now you have I get that people might have heard it like across the nation, but when you are living there, just like if you visit somewhere, you never really understand what that place is like unless you've lived there. I totally, somewhat, I'm still getting the grasp of LA 3 years deep. I'm still trying to understand. You know what I mean? So I used to go up to Jamaica Avenue, and all the African bootleggers, they would be playing his mixtapes.
I heard a lot about that.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
So he would be literally like, I don't know if he busted him down with money or he was just
Probably.
so hot. But he was just so hot. He kept doing other people's song over and making them better. How do you do that? You take a song and you make it better.
And that's
And it made you look at the other song like, damn, y'all were lazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo.
Hey, you remember a song called "How to Rob"?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Remember
the
off
one
the
that
Mad
made it.
Rapper
That's the
album?
one that made it.
I
Yeah.
love that joint.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
way
like-
he uses his
I think- isn't
wordplay in
that
that
what
song is dope.
Relativity picked him up based on a lot of those tapes.
That was dope.
What's that guy's name? I have a freaking brain fart right now, but the guy who picked him up, his manager from Relativity, who, the big mogul.
I think it was Theo Stoudemire and Eminem. They heard the
That guy's name, man. Try to tip on my tongue. The actual mogul who picked him up, man.
It definitely wasn't Uber, right?
No. No. Well, the guy who picked him up, knowing that his life was in danger if he was to pick him up,
Yeah.
and sign him, he
Yeah.
still did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just the backstory of 50 alone, where so many, like we were talking about, so many people trying to block him from succeeding, and then him understanding, creating your own value. That's important. You have to create your own value. Make you be wanted. Don't be like, oh, they're not fucking with me. Let me just quit. Nah. He said, yo, I'm gonna make myself hot. And he went out there and made some dope shit. You look like you about to fall asleep. Am I fucking
No.
Is the itis? Because we just ate that great pizza.
It's the food. It's the
It's
food
the itis.
comatose. That's what
Yo,
it is.
oh my God. I'm like, damn,
I
am
just-
I really talking this
I had
much?
about 6 slices of
Damn.
pizza, man.
You gotta be ready.
I think I ate more pizza than everybody.
Yeah, you did.
He bought 2 pizzas. I ate 3. I don't know how that happened.
Remember, he cleaned the vents too.
I know.
Man.
Completely clear.
But okay, so I think from him making himself hot and making some real catchy songs out there and putting it on the street, he created a demand. He made himself be in demand and created his own value to the point where Eminem, obviously, I mean, everybody knows the story. Eminem, he heard him remix one of his songs lyrically and made it like 50. I mean, Eminem said he was like made it better than what I did. Again,
kinda hard to say,
right? Eminem is
That's dope.
incredible.
The other way.
Give him that credit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he heard that. He was like, nah, I need this guy. So he shot him. He sent him out. And it just goes to show you, strangers will show you more love than people that you know. You guys have been showing me nothing but fucking love. Like, this shit, and it's real. It's okay. And it goes back to the uncomfortable situation. Imagine if I was back in Queens and Brooklyn fucking around again. You know what I mean? So back to that album and why I chose it was because the production was immaculate. All right, so we're gonna go to In the Club, where when the song came on, you know how I know a song is good and it's a fucking hit? Excuse my language, because I'm gonna probably play this for my mom. She might hear it, and she, I still just have respect for my moms. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But
I'm gonna stop talking from here on out.
you better stop.
I just got banned from the podcast.
Oh man, that's funny. But
I'm gonna write some shit down. I mean, write some stuff down.
some stuff down. Mommy,
That
he
I
didn't,
should say.
Hey, I still call my mom mommy. Yo, mommy, he didn't mean that on purpose. Okay, mommy. but you know how I know a song is a hit? When my mother likes it. Think about that. Because you know why? She's about 2 generations ahead of you. Right? Yeah. Your mother's not your age, obviously.
She shouldn't be.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It wouldn't be nice.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, Mom, how did this happen? Like,
Exactly.
we're in the same room, together, getting boned.
Hey, what movie was that where the dad was like the same age? Was it, don't drink your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
Where the son was older.
Some crazy parody movie.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But
You're right.
that's how you know a song is a hit. Like in the club.
Where
I'll
it
tell you,
transcends
it transcends generations.
Yes, exactly.
So that song will always get played because guess what? Switching to another quick conversation is your birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Your birthday. Yeah. That's another
At
one.
my at the residency, I would be
goes-
like, yo, we got any? I'm live on the mic. I'll be like, yo, we got any birthdays out here? Who's celebrating a birthday? I'm about to put you on the spot. What's good? Let's go. And people, girls would be like, oh, my homegirl birthday, you know, pointing at her and shit. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I'm about to, what's your name, baby? And then, you know, they would tell me, and then I would literally
throw that
scream their
song in?
I would scream their name, and then guess what? Doom, doom, go,
Right.
go, shorty. It's your birthday. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. And then I bring it. Go, shorty. It's your birthday. Grab the mic. Yo, Miranda, guess what? This for you. Let's go. Go, shorty.
Right.
It's your birthday.
Get the crowd
Go,
hyped up.
And everybody's like, oh, shit. And guess what? The song is fucking 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it still hits.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Yeah, it is.
That's a classic.
Definitely. Definitely is.
Because it's a birthday every day.
It's a birthday.
It doesn't get old.
And it's
Timeless.
You know, and then we could even investigate the album a little more. 21 Questions, you know, you got a hard rock dude, you know.
It has some interesting themes, huh?
Yeah,
his
it's
songs?
just so relatable. The songs are so relatable. Yo, I love you like a fat kid loves cake. That was just a funny line.
I like that.
But it's like 21 questions. 21 questions. Just asking a girl 21 questions. Yo, why do you like me? Do you love me because this dude?
Right.
You know what I mean? Would you love me if I still told you I was hating? Or you know, I don't
Right,
remember
right.
the word.
Just the beat alone.
And the beat. Yeah. Shout out to Midi Mafia. Yo, Midi Mafia. Bruce Wayne. I hope you hear this. Bruce Wayne. SUNY Farmingdale alumni, salute to you. I got much love for you. Hopefully we can talk some more and we do some business. Mm-hmm. But that's why I chose it. That's that album, those two songs right there, and then like you hear the song Heat, where it's like it sounds like cars are pulling up and skidding and then gunshots. I'm a fan of something that you could listen to, close your eyes.
Yeah.
And you could see a movie.
Theatrics.
Yeah.
Theatrics and cinematic. That is everything. That is art. And it goes back to the little boy in the room who was just
digging in your imagination.
Digging in my imagination and just occupying my time and being creative as possible.
Yeah.
So that's my 5 albums. I do have a few honorable mentions. Like I said, DMX is Dark and Hell is Hot because we could even slide an Eminem album or two in there, Dr. Dre album,
Lyrically.
or there's a lot of dope, Snoop's
There's so many
And
to
it's
mention.
debut.
These are the ones that pop up in your head
Sonically,
right now.
all those albums you mentioned, sonically they're good. Man.
Yeah, sonically it's amazing.
Yes.
I got it. The other one, this was a hard choice. I put 50 over this other one just because like I feel like his struggle and his backstory made him a little it edged him out and made him a little more amazing. But Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City, it did the same thing. It created a visual picture where this is something that hasn't been done. The picture on the album cover relates to the music. You listen to the album.
You're right.
You listen to the album,
You're right.
and you're like, "What?" At first you go to the store, or online or whatever, and you see a van on the album cover as opposed to a picture of a rapper with a chain or whatever. Like the usual shit.
It's a timeless cover. Man.
Yeah, you see a picture of a van, then you listen to it, and you like, "Yo, That's why he has the
There's a
band
meaning behind
on
that
the cover
picture.
of
Concept,
the
huh?
album
Concept,
because they stole
It's not
stole
just
a
arbitrarily
band
there. It's
from
there
his
for a
mother
reason.
or whatever the situation was. It's all relatable. And then the other, I think there was another cover where him as a baby around gangsters or something, right? That was another cover, right? For Good Kid, Mad
think so,
City.
yeah.
I think there was two covers, and he was holding Kendrick, and Kendrick still looks the same, from when he was a child. And him being around them, because it's an actual picture. You can even Google it.
I think I remember it.
Yeah, it's a picture of him being around.
It's like an uncle or his dad
It's
or
like
something.
an uncle or his dad, and he's holding Kendrick with his shirt off, and that's like almost like Menace to Society when the little kids
grew up in
they
that
start
environment.
growing up in that environment and learning, that whole lingo. You learn it. That's your life. That's what you breathe. You don't know anything different. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to choose to learn something different, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's the only thing I wrestle with. I wrestle with the 50 Cent and Good Kid, Mad City, Kendrick. Which one do I put in there as my last one for number 5? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing.
5.5.
What album? What kind of Which one what song out there, like as a DJ, which one do you reach to when you want to get the party jumping, man?
Yo, I love this. You know why? Because it depends where you're at.
Always.
I know for a fact if you're DJing here in the West Coast, what's the song? I have 3 go-tos that you go to, and the crowd gets lit. The crowd just starts acting crazy. Actually, 4. Out here, it's Blow the Whistle, Ain't No Fun, Back That Thing Up. Those are 3 joints. And I'm only talking from experience.
Damn.
Again, this is my only
Nice.
life. Those are exactly, that's your man. You know what I mean? So Blow the Whistle gets the crowd going.
Yep.
And it's that
Hell yeah.
up tempo 95, or 98.
It's like 99. It's up there.
Yeah, it's up there.
Like 99.
and it's like you got a 2-step. The girls,
It gets hype.
they
It's
wanna
a hype
dance.
beat. Yeah.
It's incredible.
It turns
That
into a
808,
bounce.
that 808
Yeah.
kicks in, and
Yeah.
everybody loves that shit.
Yeah.
Nice, fuck yeah, that's dope. The thing I trip out is that every time I hear, I always hear California Love.
Yeah.
When that
I was
shit
gonna
kicks
say
in,
that
fucking
song.
right-
Yeah,
that right
that's
there
the song
fucks-
in my head. I was thinking California Love out
That
here.
shit fucks
It
everybody,
never
yeah.
fails.
Yeah.
It never fails.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
could be
you're
the
right.
worst
You could be in
DJ
the-
on earth.
You could be in
But
the
if
bathroom
you played
Yeah.
California
Yeah.
Love,
and you're running out there and shit.
yeah,
I'm
you'd
gonna
be
go
okay
dance.
after that.
Yeah.
That happened to
Seriously.
me, by the way.
It's that upbeat, dude. It's that lead in, man.
The
Yeah.
first
I mean,
one,
because
right?
everybody
Not
loves
the
Pog
remix.
out
Yeah.
here.
Well, the remix
know.
still does good, I guess.
It's a little
too.
slower, though.
Yeah, it's a little slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bass and all that. Yeah, the bass line. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's that zap shit,
Yeah.
That's what I like.
Exactly what we were talking about before. It's a lead up to it.
Yeah.
Just jumps up, gets you going, makes you want to grab that beer and fucking get into the dance floor.
Yeah.
I want to grab a beer too.
Do your thing.
Hey, you ever had another name, man?
Huh?
You ever had another name?
Oh man, yo, you're amazing. I just want to say that. Nah, seriously, you're amazing because you make me think of things that I wanted to say.
Oh, yeah.
Which means that you're good at what you do.
There it
Oh,
is.
cool, man. Thanks.
All right, so peep this. I've had tons of names.
Yeah.
Now we're going back into the history of Tariq. My real name is Tariq, and I want people to know that. I don't mind people knowing that. I love my name. I love my culture. I love everything about it. It's not like a Michael John or a Smith or any, something so common.
It's exotic.
Right, it's different.
Right.
It's definitely different. So the other name that I had was Rat-a-Tat. This was a long time ago when I was rhyming. And then my boy, he was like, yo, my boy Tut, he was like, yo, you are a music dude. This is what you live for. So he realized that, and he was like, yo, Chopin. So he put Chopin with Rat-a-Tat. So my name in college was Rat-a-Tat Chopin. And it was it was so different. It was crazy. I had a logo with a pencil and a record going through my head. And, it's like being creative. I was mad skinny, you know what I mean? And it was just like, everything just went well. It meshed well. After that, the next name I had was my nickname was Ratter, short,
Ratter.
short. And I actually go back to that. Like right now, my name is Rather Unique.
Mm-hmm.
So now we come
It's a spin-off of it.
Right now we go full circle where Rather Unique, shortened up, can be Ratter again instead of Rat-a-tat, because Rat-a-tat, it was good at the time. We was all bad kids, and we all had guns and weapons and stuff like that, and we was doing stuff we wasn't supposed to do. But now as we progress, we get older. The name that I had after that was Maneuver Dolo, which is like Maneuver Dolo is it makes sense. Like Maneuver Dolo, my boy was like, oh man, I hate that name. I hate it. And I understand why.
Sounds like a cartoon character.
What about just Maneuver? That would have been dope. Just Maneuver. I like that.
Yeah, Maneuver.
That sounds dope to me.
Maneuver is dope. But I think what the whole concept for that was Maneuver Dolo. Put the two words together. Maneuver means move. Dolo means solo in slang. Right. Solo by yourself. Again, it comes back to only child shit.
Making moves by yourself.
Making moves by yourself. Yeah. I'm very independent. I'm out here by myself. I have no family out here by myself. I'm just by myself. I'm here and being able to talk to, you guys and just bond with you guys and just, make shit happen. So, Maneuver Dolo, that was the last one. And then I was sitting on my boy's couch in Inglewood, and we was just, chilling and shit, laughing and just figuring some shit out. Shout out to Gordon Gortrell. Please follow him on Instagram. He's a very he's a dope dude with his fashion and all that stuff. We were listening to some hip hop albums because he's the same way as me. Again, I met him in Manhattan like over 15 years ago, and we've been cool ever since. How? Because we were talking about music.
Nice. A lot of
He ended up moving out here too, or what?
Nah, he's originally from Mississippi, but he transplanted here a long time from like high school or something like that. So he's pretty much close to a native, maybe, because it's been like more than 20 years.
Since high school, it's been a minute, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
at least for me, I don't know. Can't speak for everybody. Could have been last week, month. I don't know. Yeah.
So he told me that he liked Tribe Called Quest and all of these shits back in the days. And when I met him at the Shark Bar with my Uncle Henry. And I was like, yo, what the fuck you know about Tribe Called Quest? And remember, again, we coming full circle. We're going to talk about that Tribe story, too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so, hey, just do it now.
Here we go.
I'm just joking. I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right after the whole name shit, we'll get to it. All right. We were watching TV like Beavis and Butthead and shit. It's on my Instagram. Just explain.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me the story, please. How you get your name? Shut up, Beavis.
But we were watching TV and we were sitting on the couch and we were just listening to some music. And he said, yo, AZ, one of my favorite rappers, again, AZ and Nas.
Nice.
Yeah. AZ had a song called Rather Unique that was produced by Pete Rock. And he took a sample from Big Daddy Kane and it said, "Wow, I'm rather unique." And he was scratching it on the record, and the record was dope. It was smooth. I know you know the record. I'm sure you guys know it. And then, we were just sitting there, and we was like, "Yo, what about Rather Unique?" We just literally just snapped at each other and it was like, "Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. That's dope." And then that was it. So after that, I went and got the logo, and the logo, I had to make it clean because sometimes visibly people, they need to not only just for it to be legible to read it, but they have to understand some things have to stand the test of time. Yeah. When I first heard G Unit was coming out and they had a logo, I was expecting the most graffiti looking, you know what I mean? And then guess what? The logo came out and it was just a regular script.
Yep, it was just type.
Right? It was just a script. It was just and I looked at it and I thought about it and I was like, you know what? G Unit, 50 Cent has a plan to keep these guys around for a long time. I don't know if they know it, but that's 50's plan.
It's got to be iconic.
Yeah,
Those
it has
gotta
to be.
It's gonna be iconic. Something you always remember, no matter what the hell that was it.
Most
the logos always get you. You're a
most-
graphic designer, so you know
Exactly.
you know
Most
yeah.
logos, good logos, are clean. All right.
Look at Def Jam.
Yeah, Def
Run
Jam.
DMC.
Yeah,
Bam, bam, done.
It's easy.
Everybody remembers
Yeah, that
that.
Run
Woo.
DMC logo.
Woo,
Look
yeah.
how that logo is so iconic
Yes.
and like it has so many like Run LBC now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you could do whatever
Yeah.
as long as it's 3 words in each on the top and bottom.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Strictly business.
Yeah, exactly. EPMD.
You know exactly.
It's
Like
clean
they
and
both
it's the
look
colors.
the same. Yep.
It's the colors that get you.
like Tribe.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get to the Tribe story.
Oh shit! Here we go, guys.
All right.
Yes.
I gotta take a break. I'll be right back. I gotta use the restroom. Sorry, guys. Oh wait, Tribe? Oh, I'll stay. All right.
All right, man. I'm sorry. You making me feel like
I'm fucking with you, man.
You make me feel like
I'm bringing some
like
little
Thanos.
comedy.
Oh,
you know?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm sorry if I'm dry and shit. Don't worry. I have a zany, crazy sense of humor too.
Oh, I already know.
You know what I mean?
We know.
So, Tribe Called Quest. There's a funny story. I have 2 funny stories. One I told you downstairs. The other one I didn't tell you at all yet. So let me tell you the one that I didn't tell you yet. I went to. Damn, this is gonna be crazy. I went to the.
Don't look at me when you talk. Go ahead. He's gonna be like he's been waiting all day for this fucking story.
I went to the I went to the Music Factory on Jamaica Avenue. And who was in there? Rockwaller, Evil D from the Beatnuts, and one other producer, the producer with the big glasses. He was there as well. I think his name was Mr. Wall, if I'm not mistaken. So also another little guy is in there, and it's Phife Dawg.
Damn. Nice.
So, again, we all look up to them, and they in the hood, and I walk in there and we start talking. I think my cousin was with me. I did some crazy shit. Now, I'm gonna just say it. Fuck it. I'm gonna just say it.
Dude, we've been waiting.
Don't worry, nobody's recording anything.
All right. When I was little, I took a piece of shit out the toilet and I chased my cousin around the house with it.
With Dookie?
Oh, that's some shit.
Literally. That's some shit.
Wow.
So I chased him, and then I got to him, and he's older, and he was always much bigger than me. Now this is disgusting. So I run all the way up. I run all the way up to him, and then he stops me, and he's like, "Yo, if you touch me with that shit, I'm gonna beat your ass." And he was always bigger than me, always, and he was definitely gonna bust my ass if I did it. So I just said, "All right, well, fuck it." So then I took it, and then I ran back into the bathroom, and I threw it down back there, and I flushed it. That's pretty embarrassing. That's kind of, but I'm not embarrassed about it.
Trying to see how this is leading to the Phife
It
story.
is because
You know what? When
you know why?
When you
This
go
is-
through
this
shit
is
like that, you
literally
grow,
shit
you
like
know?
that, shit like that.
You grow as a human.
Yo, you know why? Yo, you know how this shit relates to the Phife story? Yo, peep how this shit relates to the Phife story.
All right, cool. It's pretty some good shit right here, man. Some good shit right here. Some good-
Because fecal matters.
Rock Wilder decided to be my best friend at the time and say that shit in front of Phife Dawg
Oh shit!
and everybody that
Threw
was
you under
there.
the bus.
So that's why, yes, he threw me under the bus in front of Phife Dawg, Mr. Wall, Bucktown, that whole camp over there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Blue Clam Cake.
Bucktown,
Yeah,
Bucktown,
Bucktown.
Brooklyn
Oh,
dudes.
oh,
Not
Smith and
Brooklyn.
Wesson fools, right?
Yeah, Smith and
Wesson,
Wesson.
yeah.
So I was like, this motherfucker right here. And I looked at Phife, and Phife, after hearing the story, Phife looked at me and everybody, and he was like, "Yo, y'all some nasty motherfuckers." And you know how he got that light voice?
Yeah.
He had a wild, ill light voice. His voice was light. He was like, yo, he was a nasty motherfucker. Like, I was like, yo, after that, I just like, I think I just literally left. Like, I just walked out the door.
You just erase yourself. Man.
Yeah, and I just left. I was like, damn, this is not how I wanted to meet Phife Dawg or him to know anything about me.
The shit story.
Then yeah, exactly. The shit story.
But you could be like, 5 Dog knows me.
Yeah. So the second story I have is I was walking up Linden Boulevard over by Linden and Farmers. So I see this tall guy, you know, he was older than me. He was crumbling something. He was like holding his hand in a gesture like he was rolling something and crumbling something. Again, we talked about the different calibers of weed where you have to crumble it and on the East Coast as opposed to here, this shit is just official. No sticks, no stems, no seed, no stress, no none of that out here. So he's doing all of that shit just trying to make the best of it. I'm walking up the block and I look up. He's taller than me and it's fucking Q-Tip.
Damn.
That's fucking crazy.
Q-Tip, like I'm like, wow. And he doesn't realize that I have both of his albums. Remember how I told you the story of the little boy listening to in the room? That was one of the albums that I was listening to.
So
because Red Alert was part of the Native Tongue tribe.
That's true.
And always supported them. And Q-Tip did that promo song. They didn't play it anywhere but the station, so I don't know if it was heard out here in the West Coast. But that was where we first heard Q-Tip and A Tribe Called Quest. It was a promo song for Red Alert, and then from there, that's when he started to record that first album, People's Instinct and Tribal and Rhythms, Pals of Rhythm, with Bonita Applebum and all the dope songs that we all know and love.
Classic album right there.
Absolutely classic. So those are my 2 Tribe Called Quest stories, and then I have a quick honorable mention again. You know, I was just riding up Linden Boulevard, and I look to my left, right by Nuclear Cleaners, and I see all of them on top of the cleaners filming Check the Rhyme video.
Oh, shit.
So I'm like, yo, get me off the bus right now, like, bus driver, you know, ding, ding, ding. I'm pulling this shit like, ding, ding, yo, I need to come off. So I come off the bus and I get into the crowd. I see like a few people that I know. 1 or 2 is actually on top of the roof with them. This dude, that was cool. He used to live on my block. And then another guy that I went to school with. And then next thing you know, I'm over there and I almost get in beef with like 2 or 3 big dudes. You know what I mean? Right over there. And I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like everywhere, every minute is beef. Like, you know what I mean?
So, was this when you were thinner?
Yes, extremely thin.
They were like, I hate thin people. Let's get this guy.
I don't know. I guess so, man. It's a weakness. They would try to take advantage of you because they know that they had a better chance of beating your ass
because they were heavier than you.
Because they bigger. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of my influences to get me in the gym. And just go fucking nuts. Like,
there you go.
Know what I mean?
If it wasn't for Tribe, you wouldn't have been in the gym.
I know, right?
Yeah, right? You know, it was all connected and shit. Yo, thanks, Tep.
That's how.
Thanks, Tep. Appreciate you.
Hip hop saved his life.
Yeah.
There it is.
That's how hip hop saved his life.
Yeah.
It happens to everybody in different ways.
Yeah, for real. We could go to the next question. You know, sorry, I don't mean to.
No, man, that was cool shit, man. That was funny.
I hope those kind of was worth the wait. And
oh
shit.
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I felt it
that
kind of funny. That shit story was nuts.
Man, I could just see you like running around with it. I don't know if I would ever do that. Like go grab my own shit, you know.
I might have been able to be like capable of that kind of shit. I've never done that kind of shit, but I think I
shit.
will.
Yeah, the shit.
Like no pun intended. Like literally, I'm just saying. I'm just talking like that, using the word over and over for no apparent reason at all.
Yeah, shit. Just
I've been thrown under the bus by stories that people told about me a couple of times. I'm like, God damn, I got to say that shit right now. But damn, in front of Tip, like,
for him to,
man,
in front of
Tip.
That's a pretty bad one, though, man.
In front of
running after your brother with shit.
Yeah, my cousin.
Oh, your cousin.
Yeah, I don't have any. Oh, I have a half brother in Miami. I have 2.
Even if it was your brother, after that, it probably would have been your cousin. He'd be
like,
I disown you. I'm not your brother anymore. You put shit on me.
Yeah. No, but I didn't. I didn't put it on him.
You were chasing him with it in your hand.
Yeah.
That's still scary as fuck. Like, I'd rather be chasing with a knife than some shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you something, yo. It's something that for both of you. What you guys think of, like, when the whole Serato movement started kicking in? Were you guys a fan of it? Or you guys were like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to stick with vinyl. I'm going to fuck with
You know what? Why don't you take this question for now? Why don't you take that, Serato?
I was then, you know.
Because you said from 99 you was messing around with it, right?
I actually did not like it at first. Only because I really like records.
Yeah.
And I think there's an art form to it. I saw how the way, you know, with you use Serato with the control vinyl and all that, and it was the same and everything, and it almost felt the real, like for reals. But when you use relative mode, it could skip on you and it won't really skip. You feel me? Like it'll just land back on wherever you were.
Yeah.
And on vinyl, it is not like that.
It'll
if you
skip,
skip,
it skips. You're done.
sorry, you're off the
done.
tracks.
Yeah,
you're on
you're
another.
done.
You're
You're
somewhere
on.
else in the song.
Yeah.
So that kind of bothered me because I'm a weird purist kind of guy where I'm all about the art form of it. So that's the only thing that I didn't like. But eventually I got into it because the vinyl started being produced.
Yeah.
People stopped putting the hits out on vinyl. Remember we used to get like the Lethal Weapons
Yeah.
and all those that had like 3 or 4 good songs on it. And you would save like, you know, you spend like $13-15, but you would get 3 or 4 songs. And back then each song was like $7-8. You know what I mean? Like a single was like $6.99.
Yeah, you have to buy 2.
Yeah, you had to buy 2, so you
Yeah,
spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
But then they stopped making them, and then we had to go. I had to go to Serato. I had to.
Yeah.
But
You
now,
got tired of carrying all those crates too.
well, I don't really. Honestly, I'm still crazy. I still use my turntables. I don't care because I like them. It wasn't that. It was that they just stopped making the shit, and
Yeah,
it was
'cause-
too expensive.
Yeah,
That shit was expensive. You spend all your money that you made at the club or whatever you're DJing
and then you don't even pay that
for the
record.
next gig because you had to get that new song.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Every time it was crazy because when a song would come out on the radio, instead of being happy, you'd be almost mad. You'd be like, oh, God damn, now I gotta go buy that record.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I gotta buy another record. I just finished
Yeah.
buying records. So now it's all download and it's cake
Right there.
now. It's
Yeah.
super easy now. And I also like how you can sift from one song to the next just like that.
Yeah.
You just grab it.
Yeah, you could
grab
just
it,
be like,
spread.
I'm playing this song right now, like you were talking about earlier. What would sound good? And if you just think of it, you could type it in, and there it is.
Yeah.
Instead of going, oh shit, I didn't bring that crate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's a big plus to me. So now I'm a fan. I like
Yeah.
Serato. Serato, hey, you guys are hearing me. I love you guys.
Shout out to Serato, sponsor us, please.
Sponsorships, yes.
At Serato.com.
Yeah. Sponsors, yes.
Hashtag.
Yes. I feel the same way. The convenience
Yeah.
Yeah.
is the best word that you could use for using Serato. Going from record to record, you could jump from a record, you know, in the actual song, you could jump through the song. You guys know that. With just
a
the
cue.
technology, the
Yeah.
cue alone. I remember going to seeing K Capri. I saw K Capri at the Apollo, and he killed it. He just took record after record out and just controlled the mic at the same time. It felt like a real, honest to true
Like a
performer.
true DJ. Yeah.
No, not even a DJ. It felt like someone was performing a concert.
Oh. Because he was on the mic controlling the
He
whole
was
crowd.
on the mic, plus he was DJing at the same time. So one of his tricks, and I love it, I do it sometimes, because that's what you do. We all learn from each other in the same community. Let's say we're about to transition from one record to the next. If everybody knows that's a hit record, like let's say something MCMI, Audio 2.
Audio 2.
All right, so let's say MCMI, people call me Milk. When I'm busting on a party, I feel no guilt. Gizmo's cutting up for these punkers that's down with me. So when we get to the suckers that's down with me, right? One of his tricks, and it's dope. Mark the Spot also does that. Shout out to him as well. They play the song up to that part, and then they grab the mic and they say, "Suckers that's down with me," boom, and then transition into the next song. There's tons of tricks to transition, to make that transition, and the element of surprise. I have an answer for a question that I hope you ask me soon. The element of surprise, and it's all related to this. The element of surprise is everything, especially when it's good. All right, so no one knew that he would grab the mic and say, "Suckers that's down with me." Dun 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 dun.
The next song.
Blow the whistle. That's the next song.
Oh, nice.
That's the next song. And everybody knows that beginning. Everybody knows. You know the dun 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 dun. You know it. Exactly. No, you know that
Yeah,
beginning of that
exactly.
record. You have to play that beginning of the record. You have to.
Yes.
You know
Okay.
it. So that element of surprise. So now, one question that I hope you ask me is the difference in coasts and DJing.
It was coming.
It was coming.
It was coming.
Okay, go ahead.
It was
Go ahead.
coming.
Ask
It
him
was
right now.
coming, man. So what do you see as I've noticed that I can go to Mississippi, I can go to Oakland, I'll go to Texas. Every DJ has a certain style, and I noticed that I know people from New York. They tell me about their style. People in LA have their own style. What is the difference? In your mind, what do you see?
The difference is the way they do their technique is according to their lifestyle. All right, so let me bust that down real quick. Peep this. New York is a crazy runaround city. All right, everybody's congested. We had that conversation earlier. Congested. You always win a city that never sleeps. Right. A lot of activity, loud shit, horns, cars, traffic, all kind of just a lot of shit. Just picture all of that crazy shit. You go to and the horns, right? So you go to a party. When you go to the party, what you hear? You hear more horns. You hear this. You hear that. That method of DJing.
So they took the sound from the streets and they brought it to the party.
They brought it to the party.
The sirens, the horns, the alert.
All of that.
Right.
But like the liveliness, the electricity of the city, the electricity of Manhattan, the electricity of Brooklyn, the electricity of certain parts of Queens. You're gonna go there and you're gonna hear that same electricity of you just stepping outside and a sea of people walking up and down the street. You're gonna feel that same electricity when you go to a party in New York. So it's not smooth. It's a hard cut off of a record, like I said earlier with the example of the Kid Capri thing.
Yeah.
It's a hard transition. It's a, yo, shout out to everybody, doom, and then the next song comes out, yo, once again, yo, I see you. It's hectic. It's hectic. It's frantic. It's
almost like the subway.
The subway is coming. Yo, I gotta go to work.
Yeah,
I gotta go. Yo, it's time. Yo, I
what you
can't be late. If I'm late, I'm gonna get fired. Yo, we gotta do this. All of that is embodied in the lifestyle of that individual that's going up there to play that music.
So they need that surprise, that element of surprise. They need that.
Because
they're used to it on an everyday basis. There's always something
you're
popping
walking,
in their face.
you're
like,
crossing the street,
you're walking,
looking out for people,
somebody tries to mug you, you're like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So when you're at the party, you're like not
shit.
stimulated unless you have a like, oh shit, oh damn, I'm on a party now. Let me get my beer. Hey, baby, we going to dance?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I hear that
see
though.
That.
Yes.
I get it.
Now here we're
So
laid back.
so now peep this shit. LA, the weather is beautiful, women are beautiful, the cars are beautiful, the convertibles, smooth lifestyle of living, right? Record to record, smooth transitions. Smooth transitions.
Nice. Yeah.
Now, this is all, again, I hate to repeat myself, but again, it's just my experience. And I'm grateful
From
enough
coast to coast because you've been on both coasts.
Exactly. And I'm just grateful enough to have had that experience of living in different places. So I could compare this to that if I wanted to, or I could be like, okay, this is how that rocks, this is how this rocks, this is how that rocks. Because I've been there and I've seen it and I understand it. So now here you would have the culture where it's more laid back. It's smooth. You got a beautiful car. You got a beautiful woman. You have a beautiful sunshine.
palm trees.
Sunshine.
You're right.
You got palm trees.
We got beaches,
You
piers,
got beautiful
the
beaches
mellow.
with beautiful water.
crack cocaine. We
Yeah,
got
well,
no.
that's where
I'm
the
sorry.
whole-
We
that's
got
where the whole
we got a lot of good stuff out
Yeah,
here.
the entertainment factor has just
You're right.
kicked back in. Yeah,
You're right because that
Just
whole,
fucking-
have you heard that term that in the West Coast we had the electro funk back in the 80s.
The only thing that I knew about the West Coast was through Menace to Society and a lot of those movies because they were a true depiction
of the lifestyle.
Of the lifestyle, because artwork is always a depiction of life. It's just a copy of things that, if not, what the hell else do they draw it from?
Yeah. Because back then, like in the 80s, we had like in LA culture especially, and we had, like I said earlier, the electro funk. You had like Egyptian Lover. You had the Arabian Prince.
Yeah.
You had all that, like it was more influence from the European sound.
Yeah.
was brought into the
Afro-Rican.
West Coast, and it was really chill.
Yeah.
And like Roger, you know, from
Yeah,
Zapp,
funk. Oh my
all
god.
that funk. See, all that elaborated from all that shit, man.
I've
So I can
learned
see
that.
it,
I've
yeah.
learned that since I've been here. You
Yeah.
know, like what I was told was the funk here is equivalent to Jamaican dance hall music
Yeah.
in New York.
It is, yeah. It's so true, man.
It's the
so,
cornerstone of the music.
Yeah.
A cornerstone of the music. Now in New York, now again, it reflects back to the lifestyle. A cornerstone of the music is exactly what it is. Now, in New York, is tons of Caribbean people. So when you go to
that's
a
true.
party, you're going to hear Jamaican music, up-tempo, dancing music, where you're going to have a good time.
That rhythm,
That
that
rhythm,
to me,
that
I can see it.
doom. Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Doom.
absolutely. And then now with the transition of reggaeton,
It actually,
Moombahton.
it actually is pretty similar, man.
it's so similar. And the Hispanic community, the Dominicans, shout out to the Dominicans, the Dominicans and the Puerto Ricans, like they also combined it with our reggae dance hall sound and roots. It sounds brand new. It sounds fresh.
And even the instruments,
It's
you
beautiful.
know, you got the percussions are different too.
Yeah.
As opposed to this West Coast, you know.
Yeah.
Over
That's the
there,
funk.
you hear the
That's the
back,
funk.
yeah. Then back in the background,
Yeah.
those kinds of songs.
The
like,
kicks
you
and
hear, like,
snares are different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Even the way they tune them,
Yeah.
the way they program, even the beat, the tempo. You know,
Yeah.
you got that 92 to 95
Yeah.
tempo, sometimes even 88. But it's sonically, it's almost on the same. And when you hear like some shit with like some background conga,
Yeah.
marimbas, and some fucking maraca in the background, that changes the whole song, man. Like
Yeah.
the whole the whole feel of the party changes when you throw that shit in there.
Yeah.
If you have like some funk and you throw some shakers and some crazy ass background percussions, it changes.
Yeah.
People start even moving on the dance floor different.
Right.
You know, you start changing the cadence from doom, cha, doom, 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 cha, ta, 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 ta. Like it makes you move different. You know, you might ask another
Throw
girl
some
out to dance. You know what I'm
syncopation
saying? The syncopation starts changing. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm gonna dance to this, and it's up to the DJ to keep that feeling going.
Right.
El DJ.
Now the energy of a record, you know, because you're explaining record to record right there in that one sentence right there.
Yeah.
Now, the energy of a record is important as well. So the transition of a record is so important. You could shoot a whole party down, just like I told you about last night at my homegirl's birthday party. You could have people. That means he just wasn't watching the crowd.
He wasn't reading the crowd.
He wasn't watching and reading or paying attention to
you
what
gotta
people
read
enjoying. Sometimes if I'm playing a record and I see somebody dancing, why should I stop the damn record if the man is enjoying his record?
Exactly.
Now, sometimes I have done it before, again, but it has to do with experience and learning not to do it. So when I did it, like a stupid part of a record would come up, and the next record would be a dope fucking record. So you have to, there's always exceptions to the rule as well. But don't fucking stop a record in the middle of it when people are like a couple is dancing. It makes no sense.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't.
keep it
I
going.
used to when
Keep
I
it
used
going.
yeah I used to
I
get
have-
compliments. They walk up to me, hey, you know what? I like the way you DJ because you let the actual two verses at least go through all
Yeah,
the way
yeah.
and end the hook, and then you change the song because a lot of fools will just let that first verse go
Yeah.
and then end it right after the first verse. And people sometimes, if that's their favorite song, they
Yeah,
want to
they
dance
wanna
to
hear the
that
whole
shit.
shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes them forever for a dude to get a chick, you know what I mean, to get
Yo,
on the
not
dance
even
floor.
that, but you
and
wanna
when you
hear
change
the
the
whole
song
song.
already.
Look
like,
at Wild
let that shit
Thoughts.
play
Look
for
at
a
the
second.
look at the song Wild Thoughts. It's two verses,
right.
right? So when it came out, it was so hot with the guitar and all that stuff. Rihanna, of course, she like one of the queens of the genre, the music and shit. So with her and then going into the second verse and Bryson, you know, it was so dope. You have to let the whole record play at the time. It's like, it's not long. Just let it rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
because of the
it's-
guitar
and you-
solo.
The way you're talking about the rappers, I remember being in the studio and rappers wanted to be first because they knew that their second verse was not going to be played at the time.
Ah, yeah.
Yep.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah. All the time.
A lot of people be like,
no
"Nah, let
one
me
wants
go
to be
first."
last
No,
Yeah.
because they,
because
will
they
never
know
be
they're not
heard.
gonna be heard.
No,
Yep.
they're
But you know what? Some motherfuckers did want to be last.
Right.
I could give you a perfect example. Can you guess it?
You.
No.
No, I'm just saying that because he was last on that one song. Remember? He was
yeah. I forgot about that.
I got it.
I remembered.
Yeah, this guy's good, man. Yo, man, hire these guys, man. They're good, man.
I told you they're good, man.
Yeah,
I don't know what kind of medical plan are we working with here. I don't know what's going on.
401k right here.
401k.
Yo.
Just give me a 40, okay?
One guy who is really good, or was, is Busta Rhymes. Right?
Ooh-ha, come on.
Not even woo-ha, scenario where where he just destroyed the record, right?
That's right.
That's my
and
point.
he got sampled.
Yeah.
To do a house music song.
Yeah, I remember that.
Powerful Impact.
The Pants Say. Remember the Pants Say?
And Powerful Impact.
Impact.
He has
Boom
such
from
a
the
presence.
Yeah.
In his delivery, man.
Yeah.
So impactful. Like, you want to use it.
It's just a lot of character behind it.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Yeah,
It's not bland at all. It's like in your face.
Because when he came on Scenario,
It's a build up. That's all it is. It's a build up because everyone else they got dope verses, and even him and in his original group, Leaders of the New School, like Charlie. It was like the first guy was cool. Dinko D, I think his name. Dinko D. He was cool. He played with words, and then Charlie is another personality. He was like in class, there's a wildin' or whatever, and then Busta come on and just smash the shit.
I got another
It's always a journey with a song. Go ahead.
I got another one, Easy.
Being last.
Dude, people waiting for his shit, man. When he came on, people were just waiting for him to say some shit. Because everybody, they flowed all of a sudden when his voice alone.
Yeah.
Even though he hated his voice, he
Yeah.
fucking tore it up. And he might have not been the best lyricist,
Yeah.
but he just had this
Presence.
badass
He does have a
fucking
presence.
man.
He have a great
His vocals
presence.
too. His vocals.
Yeah, his vocals
Yeah.
are a trip, man. And it's his voice. And he always went last most of the time.
Yeah.
And people waited for that.
You
Yeah.
could tell he had the experience to back up his whatever he was saying, dude. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You could hear it. You could hear it in his voice, dude. There's no bullshit in this guy's stories.
He
Right.
was real shit. He was a real one. He
Yeah.
was a gangster.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Shout out to Torrance for being recorded there. I used to work down the street from that recording studio too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there in Torrance.
Oh, word?
I noticed that whole thing you talked about, like the whole changing the music and changing the tempo. But the one guy I used to trip out on is Africa Bambaataa. He actually influenced my style of DJing because I like to throw in Beatles, and next thing you know, right after the Beatles, I'll throw in fucking James Brown. Right after James Brown, I'll throw in some Clean as Clearwater and then put some Bob James in that bitch.
Damn.
From Bob James, I can go to fucking Herbie Hancock. So I'm an all-around kind of person, man.
You know what? I think that's real good, and I think I know what you do. You have to find the energy of each record that you throw on.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been anything else, because if it was, the whole party would have been thrown off, because that's all over the place, right?
Yeah.
But those songs that you're picking from all of these different
Depends on what
times,
songs. Yeah.
it's the song.
Yeah, and even throw some Hall & Notes.
The energy.
I love
Oh, man.
I throw the Hall & Notes.
I used to
man,
like them.
And
Yeah,
man,
go
I'm
for
telling
that.
you, people flip out.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
this guy
That
playing? Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't, I got like uncles and older people coming up to me like, damn, dude, I haven't heard that in the radio.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I'm kind of nostalgic in that sense. And
Yeah.
throw some Quincy Jones in there,
But see,
pump
that's
people up. Yeah.
that's the thing. A great DJ can play a song that's not currently on the radio and play it at the right time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's easy to get up there and be an iPod or a jukebox,
Play all the
and,
hits.
and play whatever's
Yeah.
hot at the time. But can you really freak it and really takes people somewhere else at the right time? Though it has to be the right time. It has to be the right time.
Timing is very important.
You can't play Kiki and whatever is the hottest song at the minute. You know what I mean? At the beginning of the night, because guess what? No one is there at the beginning of the night,
Yeah.
right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
it's like,
you have
like
to
a-
wait till they request it 3 times and then you play it.
That's like the rapper,
Pretend
like
you
a
didn't hear him and
performer,
shit. I didn't hear
playing
you.
his hit song right away.
yeah,
You
it makes
gotta
no
let
sense.
the create, and you gotta let
Yeah.
people, feel the moment. Boom, then they throw in the hit, and everybody's already drunk by then.
Yeah,
Back in the day, back in the vinyl days, we used to hate DJs like that. That when there was like 4 or 5 DJs sometimes in one night at a club, and if there was a DJ that went and played all the hits,
fucking hate
we were pissed.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, "What the fuck with this fool?" And it was like a low pro code. Yeah, like it was a low pro like
and you had your selection
code that
already
you
ready.
wouldn't break.
And
Yeah,
your whole selection will be fucked.
Even,
You have to
even
push it
then,
out,
but like
fuck,
even
I
then,
can't play it anymore.
Yeah.
that happened to me once, and ever since then I didn't and never put my shit in order after
Yeah.
that. After that, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go and freestyle this shit every time."
Fuck it.
Because it fucked me up.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like we would like, talk shit like, "Man, what the fuck's up with this fool? He played 5 hits in a
top
row."
10.
And everybody would be
DJ
like,
top 10.
"Oh my god, did you hear his set? His set was insane. It was so dope." We'd be like, "Yeah, there's no need for us now. We can just fucking take a drink and go home."
DJ
right?
Billboard.
Like, yeah. So we would all, like, as DJs, we would respect that, and we would play like maybe 2-3 hits, but spread it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Throw that shit in between and all
Yeah.
that. So that's going back to what you're saying. It's lack of talent. It's lack of skills, because you can't make it sound dope to mix it in with other songs that might not be that dope. But if you mix it in the right way, people will still dance. And sometimes people will be like, "Yo, what is this song?"
But you know what?
You know what I mean?
You know what?
They'll look at your sleeve instead of looking at the computer, though.
It has to be. It has to be the research. You know what I mean? Like the research is everything. How much time do you put into looking for these records that you could throw on and keep the party moving?
Yep.
Yeah.
Preparation.
Preparation is everything.
Yeah, I
you know what I
spend,
mean? The research.
Hours sometimes.
Hours at a time.
Just the okay, I'm gonna throw this shit in.
And
This might work, maybe not. You know?
Yeah,
It all depends, because you might have your
Trial
whole
and
set.
error,
Yeah,
you
you might
know?
have your set. All of a sudden, you look in the crowd, and the next song might not be going with that.
yeah.
So you gotta shift it on the spot. That's a true teacher right there.
Yeah.
To control
Yeah.
the crowd. You know, you're a disc jockey. You know, you got your disc, and you're about to get jocked up.
That's exactly what happened to me, and it pushed me to always DJ freestyle, like, meaning just go in there and see what you think would be dope at the moment. Because I set my shit up one time, and I went to the club, and this same fucking DJ played 3 of my records. And I was like, okay, pulling those records out. Now the mix is completely different, because now it's not one song going to the other song. Now it's completely different. So when I was doing my mix, I was like, oh shit. And this was back in the day before Serato. So you would have to memorize almost in your head where the pitch was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You were like, okay, this song is slower, this sounds faster. So everything was fucked up. Everything, my mix came out kind of funky, and I was like not happy. After that, I was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to bring my records and play whatever it is I think is going to hit at the moment. And I kind of just kept doing that, and now I can, I'm glad I did that, because now I can DJ some shit. And
How do you feel about people requesting while you're mixing? Does that fuck you up?
It's a weird
how
feeling.
do you feel about that? Because I heard you sigh right now. You want to get something off your chest, man.
Yeah, nah, it's
Fix your
Need a
microphone.
hug.
Fix your microphone. Get comfortable.
man.
Yeah.
It's an issue. It's an issue sometimes. I mean, let's be real. Like, sometimes the problem, I think, we spoke about it. People are harsh. So, like, if you're in the middle of your set and you're enjoying your set, and you're playing an up tempo set, right? So, like, let's say we're playing I don't know. We're talking about Blow the Whistle earlier. It's up tempo, right? 100.
So maybe you're playing Get Low. Or some
Okay,
shit,
you know what?
like 102.
Let's take it there. Let's take it to Pop That Coochie by 2 Live Crew, right?
Yeah.
So, don't stop, nah, nah, nah. And then they come up to you and they like, yo,
Booty contest on stage.
and then this guy's getting visuals, creating visuals
All
for you
ladies,
guys.
please come to the DJ booth.
Visuals. All of a sudden, we're DJing at a strip club, right now.
The only requirement is that you have no G-string on. Okay, come on.
And the requirement is a thong on. Like, oh Lord, you know what I mean?
No top.
So the request now, like, you're going from that high energy record, and someone comes up and they ask you to play something like Ignition or something.
It's
like
never nothing that's gonna match.
A slow record,
right? Never.
That's the problem. That's
Never.
the issue I have with the requests. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you're being selfish.
man.
You're being selfish. So, like,
It's like a DJ's heckler.
a girl would come up to me and she would ask me, yo, Kid Cudi. She would ask me to play Kid Cudi, and I know that crowd because I would be there every week, and I know that crowd is not a Kid Cudi crowd. So she wants to hear The Pursuit of Happiness by Kid Cudi, and I'm in the middle of playing songs like Bobby Shmurda, Hot Nigga, and Young Ma Ooh, and all the latest records and stuff. And she comes up and asks me for Kid Cudi. So I'm like, You know what I'm saying? So there's somewhat of a pressure to do it, but and they'll stand there, look at you, wait for you to, and just like I hate that. I hate that. Yo, back up. Just back up. Go.
You ever just
home.
look at him and go, yeah, and?
Yeah.
Like,
I
heard what you said.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yeah, I've done all of that. I have given in before, and this is the wild shit. I'm glad that we got to this topic. One time I did a toy drive downtown LA at the Globe Theater, and the crowd was mad big. It was older, a little bit older, and one lady came up to me requesting salsa. I knew that crowd wasn't gonna go for it. I knew it. I knew that crowd was gonna split like the Red Sea when I threw it on. What did the crowd do? They thought Moses walked in the building, dogs, and they split like the Red Sea.
And they hated you forever.
Yo, they hated me, and it was like, what is going on? But guess what? That one lady came out, and she started twirling herself. Wow. And she started spinning around and dancing and having a great time. To me, she was selfish. So I said to myself, you know what? I would rather her be unhappy and sit up here and look at my banners and my stuff, my promotional items that I usually have when I DJ, and she's studying it. Oh, rather unique. I don't like him. He don't want to play salsa for me. I knew that the crowd was going to just split apart like that. When that happened, and I saw her get happy and dance, and oh my God, this is my song, and dance like that, I said, yo, I can't have this record on for long. So I gave her like a good 30 seconds, maybe.
Man, you're generous.
Damn.
I am very generous, dog. So, and after that, I said, whoop. Like, next, I just went right back to,
I would have gave her one finger.
Man, damn.
Throw on some.
It's like your salsa break. Go get beer. Go take your piss. Be back in 30 seconds.
Man, yeah. You can, and that's what I did. I learned to do that.
Yeah.
You sometimes have to.
Yeah.
To do.
So what I would do, it does. What I would do is I would be like, yo, okay, I just got a request for a record. Yo, it's da da da, and I would play it, and then I would be like, that person right there.
Call them out.
Yeah,
Put 'em on
I would
blast.
definitely call
Good
them out
job.
because
Hell yeah.
because
That's what I was gonna ask. If you ever put them on blast,
put them on blast.
Yeah.
You know why? Because if not, they're gonna look at me like I was the idiot that chose to just smash up everything.
So you just told everybody, like,
Yeah. Put
requested
them
by
on
the lady in the
blast.
red dress, right there.
Yes, I would be the snitch of the party. Yes, that's the only time
Everyone
I
can
was
see her. She's the only one on the dance floor. There she is.
ladies and gentlemen, that's why I don't take requests.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Damn. So what happened? Like with the crowd, how did they react to that?
So what? No. The crowd, they understood.
But did they like, oh, it was her fault, boo her?
What they would do was they would look at the girl and they would give her dirty looks.
That's what I'm asking. Like,
you don't want
the
the dirty
booing
look.
her.
And so instead of giving me your dirty looks, give that shit to her because I'm trying to please you guys. This is the DJ service is a customer service business. Believe it or not.
Hell yeah.
So me sitting up here and pleasing her. And the rest of the people are like, oh, what the hell?
Then they're gonna
is
look
that?
at you.
Yeah,
They're gonna look at me like
This
I'm
is
nuts.
the only profession that the customer is never right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's true.
Customer service is like suppose the customer.
He's hardly ever right. Yeah. But no, that's good because you relieve yourself of all that,
the pressure.
that pressure and all the guilt.
blame.
The
The blame.
blame, basically.
The blame.
It's like an LLC for hip hop or something.
Yeah, the
DJing.
blame.
Yeah, you have to do it. Remember that one?
because they can't sue
you
now, man.
I remember that one time me and Mino were DJing at some spot, and I don't know, I forgot what else. I was playing some jazz funky shit. Some girl comes up to me. Remember? You got any Snoop Dogg? And I looked at her like, nah. And about 5 seconds, they turned around, grabbed their friends, and they took off.
Yeah,
they fucking
see?
took off. Dude. We're like,
that's
forget about it.
crazy.
We don't want to hear what kind of shit is this. And they
Yeah, Snoop Dogg on 106.
yeah.
Get back in your car.
Eventually,
Word.
I played it. We played it later, but they're already probably on another bar. Who gives
Yeah.
a shit? And he remember Mino's like, nah, fuck, dude, don't worry about it, man. You do you. You do you.
Yeah,
because
because I wanted him to shine. Like, I
Yeah,
wanted him
like-
to do his thing.
Yeah, like you
And everybody likes the way he spins records, like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Or breaks and shit. And they, oh, motherfucker. that's where they got that sample from.
Yeah.
They come and talk to him and stuff.
Yeah, that's dope.
Pretty dope.
That's all reading the crowd.
Interacts
Though.
with the crowd.
You see a motherfucker walking in with a fucking G.I. Joe shirt, you know that fucker likes 80s music, you know.
Yeah, you know, you might play some
you
Rage
gotta be able to
Against
read
the
the
Machine or some
crowd.
shit. You
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, absolutely. DJ Prophet is another DJ that I give big ups to. He is real like deep with it, and he'll play the loop or the sample before the actual hit. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Tease them.
Yeah,
That's a good little
teaser.
technique.
Yeah, I do that a lot also. I don't know. It's just warming the people up for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's,
You throw some drums in the background.
Yeah.
just for
See,
the hell of it,
in
throw
a
some
business
breakbeats.
sense, it's always a good DJ is gonna make you want to go drink beer. He's gonna make you want to go take a piss, go get some food, go say hi to your friends, and then come back to the dance floor when he wants you to. That's a good DJ to me. The guys I worked with before were like, this motherfucker's good, dude. He can read everybody in here, man, and he's playing to you, dude.
Yeah.
And while that, he's keeping everybody's attention alive.
And
And he's
he
looking
talks.
at you while he's playing that. This song's for you, motherfucker.
I know. I see him go to the bar. I'm like, alcoholics, play that shit.
Yeah,
Only
dude.
when I'm drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Alcoholics,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You throw that shit on. That shit
I see
gets
some fools in the
everybody.
corner blazing it up. I'm like, I got 5 on. I'm like, there you go, fellas. It's just for you right over
This
there.
guy is really reading
Nobody
the
can
crowd.
see you, but I can see you.
He's
I'm
really reading the crowd right now.
That's about 7 languages, and I can read a little bit of each one. I got you.
You see some girls walk in.
Nah, for real though.
Hey, we want some pussy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. Fucking hoochie mama, put that shit. Hoochie mama. There you go.
Yeah. That's just my baby daddy.
That's just my baby dad.
That's just my baby daddy. You're like, oh shit. You made your payment yet? You know, you're like, damn.
Yeah, they still like booty music. Still hits.
Oh
It
yeah.
does.
I did a wedding last night, and I swear to God, some girl walked up. I want to hear booty music, and I was like, damn, it's all right. And I just started throwing on the hoochie
And
shit,
she's
and
like
they were
60
fucking
she's like
eating it up.
62 or what?
No, she was actually the bride. But
Oh,
she didn't want to be
shit.
like, she didn't want to be all out like,
was
I
a
want to
freak.
hear booty music. You know, booty music. She came
Yeah.
all quiet and shit. She's like one of them low pro freaks and shit.
Yeah.
Don't tell my
know.
husband.
Yeah. Hey, lucky for the dude, you know what I mean? He's got like a freak in the bed, but like a lady in the streets kind of thing going on. There you go. She was low pro
I
with
like
it.
that. I like that, honestly. You know,
You like
a lady,
DJ weddings?
She didn't even want to say the word. She was like B-O-O-T-Y.
a lady in the street, and a freak in the
Oh,
bed.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? That's
A lady in the street,
Yeah,
freak in the bed.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
I like a woman who.
Unless she was in the bed first, and then you saw her in the street.
Yeah,
like,
well,
I was just
that
with
too.
you right now. You know?
That too. I like a.
I'm fucking with you.
This guy's crazy.
Oh man.
I like women who wear heels and jeans and carry themselves like women. You know, it's weird like how nowadays so many people get comfortable and wear slides everywhere. It's like they just roll out of bed. They don't care. Like
They're wearing yesterday's yoga pants and shit. Like I hear you.
yeah, I don't mind with yoga pants because yoga pants are pretty tight, right?
Depending on the size.
I do not mind yoga pants.
Usually they. Okay, ladies, you hear that? He's okay with the yoga pants.
I'm okay with
What is it?
yoga
I seen something that said I think it's 59% of the women that wear yoga pants don't practice yoga, but 100% of the men like them.
Oh, of course, and that's the real deals. That's definitely the real deals right there, without a doubt.
Oh yeah.
What they say, facts, big facts.
Yeah.
big facts. You know what I mean? Big facts.
Hey, you like DJing weddings?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like DJing weddings. I like doing private events in terms of financially.
Yeah.
It's way better than
Way more
clubs.
lucrative.
You know,
Hell
definitely
yeah.
way more lucrative in stores. Corporate events, weddings, those are the ones there. You know, sometimes, you know, of course everybody wants to be in the hottest nightclub in that city. We get it. But sometimes if you want to like go low pro or whatever and not be on your IG every minute, like sometimes I'll do stuff, I won't post it because I'm just busy working. I would like to have a
You
videographer.
forget, huh? Sometimes you're just so caught up in what you're doing.
Kind of. It's both.
I feel you.
It's
Yeah.
both.
It happens to me.
But like so it doesn't like to me it doesn't matter because I could do a wedding. I don't know if everybody's interested if I'm doing a wedding, or as opposed to me doing a big nightclub or a big bar that they usually go to. They'd be like, oh, okay, so he's over there. Okay, let me go check him out. You know, if I'm doing a wedding, it's more of a a lifetime commitment for that individual, a special day for friends and family. You know, it's a personal thing. It's
Plus, you get free food, man.
yeah, and the pay is way better.
Yeah,
You feel me? Like the minimum are $800 minimum.
Open bar. That's 2 words I got for you. Open bar.
Yeah, you know, minimum $800 just for one.
No, I love doing weddings, man.
I like going to weddings.
Yo, were you a wrestler or something at one point?
Not at all.
Why did you have all of those people with the wrestling masks on for your wedding?
It's a long story, but like, there's a picture back there hidden. One of my friends got married, and you probably see it on my Instagram. One of my friend Carlos, big old tall dude, he likes dressing up in these fucking things. So when my friend Carlos got married, I had my mask. I pulled mine out. Then Carlos brought his out. Then the groomsman brought his out. And the next I know, fucking there's 6 or 7 heads with fucking wrestling masks on.
Oh, shit.
Are you a big fan of wrestling?
I am,
you seem
actually.
like it.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I
Yeah.
like Mexican wrestling. American shit's
Oh,
kinda
okay.
weak.
I didn't know that. So Mexican
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Lucha Libre.
Lucha
Yep.
Libre.
Yeah.
So okay, so they got Nacho Libre
It's
from
like
that.
free
Yeah.
fight.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
so they're
much,
making
yeah.
a parody
It's
of it.
an
Yeah, that's
old-
exactly what it is.
And it's real, right?
Yep.
As opposed to like WWE and where they practice the moves and make sure they
It's
don't hurt
somewhat-
each
It's
other.
a little bit,
it's a little bit
kind of
mixed.
real. Somewhat corrugated.
It is
this is
corrugated.
old.
Mixed.
This is
Mixed.
older than that wrestling, American wrestling. This goes back down to the 20s, 30s, dude.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
really old. They had a lot of Asians in there. They had a lot of blacks. They had a lot of Afro Latinos.
dope.
A lot of different stuff. There's actually a book up there on my bookshelf next to that Raiders hat that has all that stuff on there.
Oh, I see it. I see it right there.
Very
yeah.
acrobatic, man.
Yeah.
All the crap, they all came from there, man.
Yeah.
They fucking
There's
jump.
a-
They do so much shit, man.
It was just more
Yep.
dangerous, huh?
It was very dangerous.
And the whole thing
choreographed.
about the mask is,
Yep.
is
But it
the
was
whole
just
key is
dangerous.
you're very what do you
Your
call it?
soul
It's
is a
mysterious.
mask.
And you're supposed the whole key is to
Yeah.
take it off.
Oh,
And you're
Yep.
supposed to,
Behind it.
Yep.
the key thing for
Okay.
the other guy is to take it off so
Yep.
you can reveal who you
Oh
are.
shit!
It's all through the actrix, but there's a whole
Yo.
lifestyle to it.
I like that idea better
Yep.
than regular wrestling. To
Yep.
be honest
Dope.
with you, that's a
Yep.
dope idea because
Exactly.
it's like you actually defeating somebody, like you know,
Yeah.
and then taking and unveiling them, like you peeling back.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
There's a whole thing to
Blood
it.
and everything.
Yeah.
And see, like it kind of like when I was a kid, I used to go to the Pico Rivera sports arena. That's where they'll have these things. They're live action,
Yeah.
fucking badass.
Yeah, I went to.
But now they're bringing these things back. It's called Lucha Vavoom. So it's burlesque was Mexican wrestling and music. There's performances, all kinds of stuff. There's actually a whole. It's a whole production, man. It's like
dope.
any other thing.
crazy.
You take your girl out there, dude. It's not fun, man. I
Yeah.
went to one of them. I'm like, holy shit, it's
Yeah.
fucking bad, dude.
Yeah.
They hit it with the burlesque, and now they're starting to get DJs in there to hit the Mexican culture and kind of what's going on out there right now.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fucking badass.
That's dope.
I definitely recommend everybody
it
look
out.
into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole different thing.
That's dope.
Yeah, I have a
That's
I
nice.
have a basket somewhere that's full of masks. There's one up there next to the Raiders hat.
Oh yeah, underneath it. Yeah, I see it
Yeah,
right there.
that's
that's a mask right
That's
there.
my homeboy Carlos Fernema here.
Yo, when I see some shit like that though, that makes me think of some freaky shit though. It's like S&M.
They think like some cool Keith shit, huh?
Yeah. You got a whip over here. You got a whip, dog. You also
Oh, no
you
shit,
also have
custom
some
made.
interesting books over there. You got The Art of War.
Yep.
Yeah.
Doug Stanhope.
Yeah, you got some dope stuff. The T-shirt graphic stuff. Are you a graphic designer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Somewhat.
It makes sense. Yeah, that's dope. You know.
Did you see
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
It's a big.
Wait up. Did you hold
big
on,
thing to
man?
know.
Did you see this right
See
here?
that right there?
Have you checked that shit out?
He's getting ready for a war.
Uh-oh.
Look,
You
check
gotta
that
get
out.
up and see that, man.
That's a Transformer right there.
No, those
That's
are
a
GI Joes.
Or
all
G.I.
G.I.
Joe.
Joes.
Oh,
That,
okay.
that one is a transformer.
Yeah, that one right
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
the
that guy?
white one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
man.
one they got sued
That's
for.
that's Jetfire.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure is,
yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I was a fan of Transformers. That was my favorite
Hell yeah.
cartoon growing up.
That
Nice,
was a
man.
dope cartoon. I
Yeah,
loved it.
Transformers and
I used to like He-Man too.
yeah, I did. I liked He-Man, but Transformers was my number one. Yeah, so you're definitely an army guy on wrestling. Absolutely,
Yep.
alpha male, ready to kill everybody.
Somewhat.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I just like violence. That's what it is.
More
man.
alpha than beta.
That's why I'm a Raiders fan.
Oh yeah, I got you. My whole thing, honestly, is if I could bring the East Coast culture over here,
Yeah.
and just like combine the two, you know, that's one of my goals. But I I'm not stupid. I do want to enjoy what's going on. When you're in Rome, you do as the
have to
Romans
embrace
do.
the culture out
Yeah,
here.
because-
embrace it
Yeah,
and then make it mine and then flip it how I want to flip it.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the experience of living in different cultures, different places, it can create something different and it can create something creative. Right?
Because everywhere you go, something sticks onto you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then now
Hopefully not germs, just mostly just influence stuff.
and then I lived down south for a little bit and
I was gonna ask you about that, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna ask you about the South
Yeah.
DJing style. No,
Yeah.
is that slower? Because I see the music is a little more mellow over there.
the music is mellower, but it's trap music.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
so-
they created trap
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
that's pretty
the
much
South-
the
the South
same
definitely-
BPM and all that.
Yeah,
like
that
50,
that
50
DP
BPM, bro.
Yeah, 60.
Yeah, 60,
Like, what the
61,
fuck?
you know,
70.
70.
Everything under
definitely.
80 something. Like,
Yeah,
everything
definitely under 80.
83 or 80.
You know,
Yeah.
they do have hits like the G-Eazy joint with Cardi B. That was a 80, 88. There's always an exception to the rule.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Where do you
for
think
the
that
most
came
part,
from? Do
they're
you think
all
that came
slow.
from all the DJ Screw thing influence? And everything
Oh
was slow?
yeah,
right.
yeah, like just a slow lean.
Because
you know.
Outkast wasn't that slow.
Nah.
And when I seen Screw
They-
come out, it
yeah.
just like everything turned.
Yeah, Screw is
slow.
like slowing the pitch of the voice.
Yes.
Yeah,
and-
chopping, screwing. When they
Yeah,
used to call
chopping,
it back
screw.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just even taking songs that's really like 90 BPM and bringing it down to like 40 BPM.
It's crazy.
And just
You know what that did? That
Slow.
created everybody would think, oh, it went slower. It's just gonna slow everybody's dance move down. But what it did was it sped it up because now they can't dance that slow, so they got to go to the next tempo, which is how if you were to now with Serato, you can see this all the time. A song that's like 160 or 150 BPM
divide
is
by
the
two.
same as like
You divide by two.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like the same
Yeah,
as
it
up
is,
in
it
the
is.
60s.
It's like
right?
producing a beat.
It's double
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's what they did. So
It's
it went
tricky.
so
It's
slow
tricky.
to the 60s
Yeah.
and 70s that they started dancing all fast.
Yeah.
And they got much faster with the rapping too. You know what I mean? Because now
Yeah.
it's all syncopated with rhyme schemes and stuff.
I
And
think-
back in the day, it went more with the beat. Now they're all in between the beat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So in terms of DJing down south now, I think they let the music speak for itself, and the music is very energetic and very hyper. So like it's trap, it's a lot of bouncing.
That's
so,
what I'm talking about.
So that bounce right
turned
there,
into a bounce.
it's in between the smooth LA. Like the bop, like this is how we do. You know what I mean? Like Ice
Exactly.
Cube and stuff like that. And then. Of course, in New York, we got that hard shit like
Yeah. The whole body and shit.
You know what I mean? So
body
it's-
guy.
so you got something in between. That's all it is. So each demographic has something for them in between, and you just have to corner that, know what's coming up, what's bubbling, what's not on the radio, what's like bubbling around the corner in the,
Gotta have
in
an
the
ear to
local
the
neighborhood.
streets.
Get a grip of
Gotta
it.
have an
buzz.
ear to
So,
the streets.
so
It's a buzz
if,
around
if
the
they're
area.
to call you to go DJ over there, you would actually listen to their music before you go, or
Oh,
do you just
all
go?
the time, absolutely. I've gone. The most important thing with DJing is preparation. Now you said that you like to wing it sometimes. That's good and that's cool. But I like to be prepared. I like to create a playlist. But you know what happens? It depends on the different DJs. So if the DJ that goes before you, they'll play the songs that you had intentionally to play, and then they'll play that song. Obviously, you do have to start rearranging and taking, and it's a little easier in Serato.
It's
You
a
know
lot
what I'm
easier.
saying? Much
yeah.
easier. So you just press the button, delete and stuff, and that's it. But you just have to plug into the crowd. Again, that's all it is. You
So
just,
you
Yeah.
wouldn't bring some West Coast shit to the South because that would be like, nah.
I brought some West Coast stuff to the East Coast actually when I DJ'd over
Depends
there.
on who's there. Yeah.
So like if you go to like the South, I see it as a little different though because they have their own sound, man. The South has always had their own sound.
But you know what? Peep this. Listen to this, and everybody in this room is going to agree. Hip hop has been dominated for the last 5 to 7 years by down south trap music.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it
So
is.
so therefore, that's all you got to worry about. Of course, you want to play the hits. Of course, a good DJ obviously is going to play, stuff in between. But you have to play the hits. You there's no way around it.
Yeah.
So the trap music now, it's just dominant. You can't ignore it.
Yeah.
but it's okay also at the same time because you have people that make great trap music.
There's still a lot of other music that's not trap that's hitting though.
No,
there's
but
a lot of
absolutely.
like Big Bang, Take
like,
Little Bang. That song is hitting right now.
Yeah,
and
Big
it's
Bang,
way
like,
faster than trap.
Right,
That's
right.
Like
It's
102
up-tempo,
or something
100.
like that.
So do you guys see that the trend is actually going to eventually change to that? Because I know see how it's actually like you see this high tempo,
right now it's at the height,
low,
right?
And then right now it's going to a little higher
Yeah.
tempo. Because I used to think a lot like, okay, I go to a show and I feel the energy of fast music, da 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 da. You know, if I was to go to a trap concert, which I've never been to, my apologies, but I haven't been to one. How is the energy there? Like everything is slow. Like how is that energy
it
different
goes like
from
it
the
goes back
fast?
to what I was talking
It
about.
goes back to
you know?
the double time
Yeah.
that we was just talking
Yeah,
about.
because
The
it's
double
so
time
slow,
is like
they
it's so
have
slow
to-
that it's a bounce.
Yeah, that's
It's
why the
so
hi hats
slow,
are
it's a bounce. The
all that shit is
hi-hats
going
the
on.
hi-hats as a
Has a
producer,
lot
this
to
is
do with
something you're
the
going to know.
energy.
The hi-hats would dictate that music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if the hi-hats going,
The rapper's gonna follow that rhythm.
that's actually slow, but in the same breath, it's fast.
And it makes people move. It's
And it
crazy.
makes-
I
Crowd-
It's
noticed
kind of like the
this
jazz.
shit.
So,
it's
I
like
noticed
bebop.
this shit.
It's like
Yeah.
bebop jazz.
I can see that. I can see that.
Right?
I
Doesn't
know
it make
this
sense?
shit.
It's
Yep.
weird, but
Yep.
it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I
It
think
is.
about it like in the jazz form where you got bebop,
Yeah.
and you got the swing music.
Yeah.
It's fast.
Yeah.
Then you got the smooth, Miles Davis shit.
Yeah.
And you could actually throw some crazy ass drummies on top of his shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, so it can do that then.
Music
All right,
is
yeah.
a trip.
And then it goes
rhythms are a
back to,
trip.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. It
Uh-huh.
goes back to what? A reflection of the lifestyle there. Now, a lot of people think that Atlanta and down south is slow, but guess what? They're not as slow as you think. They have strip club cultures. You go to the strip club, it's a lot of shit going on, right? And then you outside, it's beautiful weather, beautiful women again. So on that note, it's a little less hectic. And the music, of course, it starts off as, a hectic trap, but you're still in that low tempo range right there. So it all equates again. You know what I
Out
mean?
here, it's a trip because there's so many different kind of people out here.
Yeah.
You can't come out here with one kind of genre and think that you're gonna do it at any place you go to. You have to come
Right.
out here with all kinds of shit and just
Yeah.
feel out what they're gonna feel, what they're gonna like.
Well, you have to look at the demographic of the crowd. You have.
That's what I'm saying. You
it-
gotta feel
are
out
they
the crowd.
18? Are
Right.
they 18?
You gotta look at them and be
are they
like-
36?
Right.
Or are they 58? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you're gonna have to.
That brings me back to
You throw some Earth, Wind, and Fire here to see some 58.
Get out of my way, Sonny.
I know, right? Wheelchairs and shit. Yeah, wheelchairs. Like, that's my song.
Hey,
That's my lickety splits.
I remember.
I'll play that shit if I have to. Shit.
Back in the day, back in my day, that was a great song. Like, yo, damn, yo. It's
I even went to Studio 54.
Yeah, exactly, man. Shit, like, man, I tell you.
Yeah, man, I've always thought about that, but I'm glad you answered that because I never thought about the whole hi-hat thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, that can get you. You could have a song with just that without any drums and just have that shit going.
Yeah.
It's a trip.
It's all percussion based,
Yeah.
and like we were saying before, because it goes so slow, they have no choice but to do fast shit over it. Faster,
interesting.
you know what I mean? The cadence is much higher and faster.
I remember that one song, Bombs Over Baghdad. That shit,
That
that
was
shit
dope.
tripped me
That was a
out.
dope song.
They took a risk of taking
Yeah.
something way out of proportion, man. Who the
Yeah.
hell thought of throwing that fast ass fucking?
The name is perfect.
Yeah.
Outcast.
Exactly.
That they're doing shit that no one else
Yeah,
is doing.
and they always had concept
They're
albums.
different. They're different.
All their
than
albums were
everybody
different.
else.
Everything had a concept. And when that one came out, I'm like, what the fuck just hit me?
Yeah.
And they didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they played.
And they was like, the South got something to say. Now,
Yes.
I want to, I just brought it to another place. Back to a little bit of my history. I used to work at the Source magazine.
Oh, sick.
I'm proud to say that I am a Source alumni in Manhattan. So
Nice.
I was around that culture. So it goes back to, again, your culture. What do you breathe? What are you breathing? What are you living for? LeBron lived to bounce a basketball, and now he is the greatest basketball player around right now at this time, whether people want to believe it or not. Because even though he gets beat a lot, and who brings their whole team with them to the championship with no help? He might get swept, he might get beat, but you could tell a man lives for that.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, they've been punching you know, they've been, boxing since a little boy. The man goes, starts punching and gets into the arena, and he's never been beat ever, and has a perfect record. Now, his style of fighting, that might be questionable,
right.
But, on the defense side,
With an exception of Kobe, I think, there's probably no one else.
Yeah, so, I mean, I have a history with the music and the art and the culture. It's definitely something that I breathe, and it's just my way of life and living. Sometimes I do have to pull back. I do have to take a breather and understand the music is transitioning to other genres, and I have to embrace it. And I'm okay with that. You can't be the same forever. Things have to change.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just stay in Queens, as
roll,
much as I want to.
You gotta roll with it, yeah.
Yeah, I could go back whenever I want, thank God, but I mean, in the meantime, I have to continue the journey and just keep exploring LA until, I'm able to provide for my mother, my family, and help anybody close to me that I can.
Let me ask you, what do you think of LA so far, man?
LA, I had mixed feelings at first, and
I mean, as far as DJing in LA,
DJing in LA is very, it's dope. But my whole thing is, people can automatically tell that I'm from New York when I start DJing.
Right.
They just can. You know what I mean? Because I throw on some Jay, I throw on Biggs and Biggie, I throw on a lot of the classic, the cult guaranteed winners. I throw on the Black Rob.
Classic party rockers.
Yeah, classic
I have
party
a folder
rockers.
that's called the Classic Party Rockers.
Classic party rockers.
And it has all those songs that you mentioned.
Like a Black Rob, Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like
Whoa.
There's an impact of that record. When I put that record on, you cannot start it from the middle. Some songs you could start from the middle, or like right before the verse come on. You cannot start Black Rob. If you guys listening want to hear what I'm saying, go and look up Black Rob, the song called Whoa. It starts with a violin and string. It's a repeated violin that creates a mood of violence, and it just comes in, and then
It's a hypnotic sample.
It's a hypnotic joint, and the word "whoa." It just describes everything.
He has the cool wordplay. Everything, He ends it with whoa.
Whip like whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't start it from anywhere else besides that. Because the impact of that beginning of that record is so important. Same thing with Blow the Whistle. You want the beginning part to come on so you can hear the reaction. You put it on, you don't know how many times I put records on and the whole crowd, you know that you're doing the right thing.
Exactly.
You know that we're all on the same accord. We all from different cultures, and we all same page. The same page.
Yep.
We interviewed my boy DJ Hydroe, and he said that when he throws on Poison, that always gets the crowd going.
Absolutely.
Everywhere.
Absolutely.
Shout out to DJ
Classics
Hydroe.
like that, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out Hydroe.
I have a formula. And like I said, I'm at a transparent stage in my life. I don't care. I'll tell anybody. So what I do personally, is I go in at first, depending on how long that I'm DJing. In the beginning, I'll just put on some hits, stuff that you're familiar with. Stuff like Jaheim, stuff like Next, Wifey, things like that everybody knows these songs of the culture.
And they like dancing to them.
The ladies right, the ladies love that. The 90s, the 2000 era,
Too Close.
Too Close. Where the party at, Nelly, Jay, all of that stuff, Now, you're just warming them up. You're getting them giving them a chance to at least just walk in the party. After that, you say, okay, so you're here now, right? Okay, guess what? I'm going to hit you with a little bit of what's going on now. Just a little bit. I'm going to tease you with it. So I would bring it up to date. And I realized that it's a journey, right? So we start to move up to date. And you got to look at your watch. You look at the time to see what time it is. Here, everything closes at 2 o'clock. So 1 o'clock, 12:30 is your go time. So in between there, you could play whatever, but 12 o'clock, 12:30, I keep saying Kiki, whatever, because it's the monster hit right now, with the dance and all that stupidness, whatever. But that's that's a go time. That is when you're supposed to be playing that biggest record of the night at prime time.
And everybody's buzzed.
And everybody is lit. Everybody's having a great time. That was a good move, sir.
I usually wait until I get buzzed and then I put
and then like after prime time, right, is when I personally do Poison, Rub You the Right Way. Feels
There's
good.
certain songs that you like throwing on later.
Feels good. It feels good.
I know.
Because everybody's drunk, fucked up by then, and they're laughing, they're joking. They get up, start doing the Running Man.
There's like,
you see one idiot.
There's a song that
at least
always
one
works.
Guaranteed one idiot
Of course.
in the middle of the floor doing the Running Man.
Offbeat.
Offbeat, dancing on the words like, you know, you like,
what's
oh
that
my
R.
God.
Kelly song?
Everybody
the
knows
one,
that song.
the
though.
birthday one.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that song.
Yeah.
No matter what walk of
Everybody
life.
gets down to that song.
What song?
R. Kelly. It's something about it's your birthday.
Hey, little wedding
No,
for
no,
the
no.
weekend.
No. It's got that little, beep, 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 little tiny sample in the background.
Oh, stepping in the love.
Yes,
yeah,
that
yeah,
song.
Yeah.
That's the kind of song
Does
you
he
throw
say
on at
birthday
the
in there? He says birthday?
it's somebody's
Oh, okay.
birthday or something.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. He does
Anyway,
say that,
that's the kind of song you put on at the end of the night.
Yeah.
Like after party or
Well,
that's the kind of songs you're talking about, right? Like
yeah.
the kinds you wouldn't put on in the beginning. You wouldn't put it like it's prime time.
Well,
It's
you
when
know
everybody's
what?
winding down.
You know what? I would probably play that
Chill out.
song in the beginning. I would. That's just my opinion. I would probably play that song in the beginning of the night because, you know, it's a record that could be. It depends on the crowd. It's a record that could go well, or it's like, yo, why is he playing this old shit? Like because when you think of that song, you think of an older crowd, or older demographic, or definitely a crowd between 30 and 50. That's dressed up
right
to the Chicago house stepping moves. They're actually stepping. That's what I visually get when I hear that song. So you want to be careful when you play that. I don't know if you want to play that at
I've played it at the end and it works
1:30.
perfect.
Okay.
Every time, I swear to God.
Yeah,
Now I don't play it unless it's the end of the.
Right.
Somebody says, "Can you play that song?" I'm like, "No, man, you gotta wait a couple hours.
Yeah.
Give me till
40
12:30,
minutes away.
1
40
o'clock.
minutes away.
I got you.
What I would
Go
play,
get a drink.
What I would,
Exactly.
What I would play August, July, and June 2018. What I have played at the end of the night is a few songs. It would be to wind the crowd down after all the Poison and the hype, funny shit where people were having fun doing the Running Man in the middle of the floor. To bring them the fuck back down, I would play some stuff like Ignition by the remix by R. Kelly. I would play Bachelor Genuine Pony. I would play that. I would play, and the biggest one would be like Booed Up. Booed Up by LMA, because it was such a song that it came out a long time ago, and it took a long time for it to blow. And then when it got here, it stood the test of time. And you could still play it right now, and your girlfriend or your lady friend will be singing that song word for word. I've played that record and turned the volume down and just watched the girls in the club start singing with a vengeance, like ooh, you know, like something,
Oh, out of
you know what I mean? I got vocal skills over here. You know what I mean? You want to hire me for? You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want the girls to feel good, and then the reason why I kind of wind them back down is because I'm trying to set the mood for them. Honestly, I do want them to get the courage to talk to that girl that they were thinking about talking to. They were looking at the other end of the bar.
They got that liquid courage.
Yeah, they got the liquid courage. You know what I mean?
I just want them to get out of the bar already. Last song, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Let me get paid. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
get your percentage.
Give me my 6%. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. So I would play, you know, R&B and slow it down. I would even fuck up their head with some Jodeci.
There you go.
Like, hey, you know what I mean?
Get the ladies ready and
The guys already looking at
get the ladies
girl.
ready for the after
Girl,
party.
yeah.
And the
Now,
guys actually get the
the
guys ready because they're about to look at them girls.
Yeah, they're looking at the girls. They're trying to bag them.
Yeah.
You know, at least get a number or something.
Parking lot pimp or something.
Yeah,
there you
if you're
go.
lucky, if you lucky, take them home and
There you go.
you know what's funny? The way that I think, right, is like that night can be the beginning of the rest of your life.
Amen to that.
Right?
In there. Yeah, true.
Because I've met, like, some of my homeboys, they said that they've met their wife at the club. Now, that's not always the best place to meet a girl. A lot of times they out there just doing the cha-cha thing, and you know what I mean?
But you might get that one girl that
But you might,
that one innocent,
the one
that
innocent
girl
girl
that one night.
that was like, you know what? Oh, my homegirls wanted to come
I
out.
didn't even want to go.
Yeah, I didn't really want to come.
I wasn't even dressed right. I just
know.
threw whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm
didn't
saying?
even take a
wear
shower.
any panties.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, like you're right. I didn't even take a shower. I
didn't
wanted
take
to
a
go.
shower.
And it's that one night.
And
they
I was
met her
gardening in the
future
morning.
husband.
And
Yeah, exactly.
They
You
met
know
their
what I mean?
future husband that night, and then they tell that story forever.
And that's how I look at it. Like, yo, it's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? The song is right. The time is right. Yo, let's go enjoy the night. And, you know, let's see where we go from here. Let's be adults about the situation.
I love it, man.
And
It's a high.
Isn't it real?
You get high.
Like, isn't it real? But see,
I get high off it.
yeah,
it is.
but see,
Straight
the
up.
thing is, some of the difference between the East Coast and West Coast is some women are conservative in terms of like worrying about what that man would think, as opposed to really just wanting to go with that situation.
Yeah.
Now, just imagine if you meet someone, you buy them drinks, you have great conversation, everything is dope, like you vibing, you see hearts in your eyes. Honestly, it's shit like this happens. Next thing you know, you go home. All right, cool. Y'all have sex or whatever. Guess what? She wants to stay. Yeah, hell yeah, you could stay. I've been wanting somebody to be here and stay. Next thing you know, that woman doesn't really want to leave. Of course, you got to go. And then, you know, guess what? You do me a favor. Get your ass back here when you're done with work today. Then next thing you know, that's your girl.
Yeah.
And then your girl becomes your wife.
all thanks.
How
to
about
you.
that? Yeah, all thanks to
All
us.
because of that song you played.
All because
Yeah.
of the song, right?
There it is.
Yeah. Jodeci.
I got
got
homies
me
that
feeling.
have like pretty much started their whole
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, how when at first, you know, when you're young or whatever, you really got no hoes. I mean, you don't got no girls or whatever.
yeah,
You can
yeah.
cut that out, you know. Do that little thing. There you go, yeah.
Yeah. What was that
well-
sound effect right there? Yo,
What I
was
meant
it?
to
Somebody
say is-
sucking something? What the hell is that? What is that, man? What you doing, dogs? What?
All right, start
Yeah.
over.
What I was Let me start from the
man.
end and go back to the beginning.
Oh my god, yo, this is hilarious. I
No,
love it. I
seriously.
love it. I love it.
What I was
love
trying to say is that I forgot what I was trying to say.
No, that you got your homies that.
Oh yeah. Like my boy was cool, but you never saw him with, you know, I'm not gonna say no names. No, I'm not gonna say no names, but he's never had, you know, like you never saw him with a girl. You're like, damn, what's up with the homie? I never seen him talk about a girl or nothing. He came to one of my shows one time, and he ended up meeting some chick, and then all of a sudden he's like the Mac Daddy. All of a sudden, all these girls can smell it on him, like, oh yeah, he's getting his, and all of a sudden, I swear to God, dude was getting chicks left and right, and I was like, no, what the fuck? That was because of me. What do you know? Send some of that shit over here, but nah, he never did. He just kept it all.
You need to fucking give it common courtesy. And
But I know what you
that
mean.
one, dude.
Yeah, like inadvertently, you're not even knowing what's going on. But
Yeah.
there's shit happening out there, and next thing you
Yeah.
know, this motherfucker's popping kids out left and right
Yeah,
because of you.
because
You got down that
you
night.
know what? You know what it is, right? It's because of the environment that you created.
You created the vibe.
You created that vibe.
Yeah.
You
Another
created that
reason why we
environment.
need to get paid more.
Yo, that is
Because we
so
are-
important.
You
That is
create
so-
babies.
Well, you know
baby
what?
creator right
more,
there, man.
more so than being baby creators, dogs.
No, you know, we're
Any
really
relationship.
crucial to the reproduction
really
system
are-
of this lifetime. No, I'm sorry.
You know, I was trying to go somewhere serious with this shit.
There was Cro-Magnon, there was
Yeah.
Homo sapien, and there was DJs, and then all of a sudden...
And we fit somewhere in between, right? Yeah.
It's like getting rid of bees, you know what I'm saying? It's going to fuck the whole ecosystem up. It's just not going to work.
I don't think enough people respect freaking DJs. I think
right.
that's, you know, because when you just said that, you really put me in a bag where it's like, it just had me thinking like, yo, you know what? How many times have I had to negotiate with people where they think $150 is okay for a DJ to play for 4 hours and 6 hours at a time? You know what I'm saying? It's a disrespectful thing. And again,
It
it goes back to organizing playlists, right? So if I sit down for
I
hours
think
at
it's
a
beyond
time,
that, but that's part of it. That's part of it.
Is.
no,
But it's basically how important you are, how much of an integral part of the party you are, and you are the party.
Yeah.
Check this out. This one makes me mad. They'll pay
and
the
and
taco
bringing your
guy-
equipment and bringing your
Right.
equipment.
Yeah.
They'll
You bringing
all
big
that shit.
gigantic
Yeah, it's
speakers.
just not light. It's
They
just
not
heavy as fuck.
respecting that. Yo, it's a real hustle. Like, you know what I mean? Go ahead.
Here's what
Sorry.
upsets me. No, is that they'll pay the taco guy $100 an hour, but they don't want to pay me $400 or $500 to be there for 7 hours, but they'll pay the taco guy for 5-6 hours for $100 an hour. This fool's flipping tortillas and making tacos for you.
You're flipping records.
How, yeah, I'm trying to figure out the crowd. I'm trying to create a vibe. I'm trying to do my thing and make
Yeah.
everybody have a good time.
You know what it is?
This guy's just making tacos. How hard can that be? I can make tacos all day. I could DJ and make tacos. How about that?
Yeah.
Pay me $1,000 and you
Put
can
a
just have a
tortilla.
one-man fucking
you
show.
Put the tortilla on the record spot and you
Yeah,
just mix it
I'll
back
be
and
giving
forth.
people records instead of tortillas. I don't give a fuck with some torta. You know what I'm saying? With some,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'm
You
just
do both?
saying.
You do both at the same time?
That's what I'm
This
trying to
guy-
say,
Yo,
yeah.
this guy is great.
I'll be
Hire
ambidextrous.
this guy.
I'll be
This guy is great.
ambidextrous.
Hire him ASAP.
And if you have a 2-story house, I'll even do your windows.
Yo, his name is DJ Mino. Yo, hire this guy. Because he'll do more than me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not cooking and DJing at the same time.
You know what it
I'll
is,
cook
though?
after in the morning or something if the
Definitely
shorty coming, but damn.
Definitely hire me.
What it is?
I don't
is
think you
there's-
can get higher than me, but you can hire me. Because I'm pretty.
What it is they know there's gonna be a DJ out there that's gonna do it fucking for $100.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
They know
exactly.
that.
They
That's
cheat.
it.
They
They
lowball.
know
That's
that
it.
shit, dude.
That's it.
It's in
Bastards.
every
laptop
kind of
DJ.
fucking business, dude.
Yeah.
But like everything comes down to business. You gotta market yourself. Say what you're gonna bring. I have this many Instagram followers that follow me
Value.
to the club.
Yeah.
You do that shit, you bring your fucking market value up. That's how I see it, man.
Yeah.
Value.
I'm bringing the
Yeah.
fucking DJs. I'm gonna promote this shit, dude. I'm gonna fucking make it work for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you money. Now show me some fucking love.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking sell yourself there.
That's- yeah.
I don't get some fucking babies being made here tonight, dude.
If you think about it,
Yeah,
if the
that's
taco
true.
guy's not there,
Or a
you still got a party,
Oh, shit.
right?
Damn, you just had to take it there. Damn. yo, you kind of made me want to be a sponsor for Magnum out this motherfucker, man. You know what I mean? Damn,
Hey,
dog.
you know what? That'd be the perfect.
It would. The
sponsor for
DJ tied
Be
it into
sponsored by-
Magnums. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, that's real.
DJ Lifestyles.
There it is. DJ.
DJ Lifestyle.
Damn.
DJ Magnum.
DJ Lifestyle.
DJ Magnum.
DJ Durex
Yeah. DJ.
Hey, fuck
DJ.
with the receptacle end.
DJ do it all night.
Nanoxanol 9.
DJ Reach Around.
Oh, man. Oh,
Telling you,
shit.
man.
What did he
Oh,
say?
man.
Oh,
That was a
man.
hell of a reach right there.
Yeah. You know, you got me looking at that mask again like some crazy
I
sexual
thought he was
shit
gonna
over
say
there.
DJ
Damn.
French tickler or something.
Hey, man, but one thing
I'm gonna
though, man,
change that.
DJs, no matter what, man, and I know you guys love it. Women love DJs, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't.
They love us until they hate us.
yeah,
That's
but
how
I
it
mean,
works.
this you're guaranteed, like you guarantee to get something out of it.
A lot of DJs that I know, they have full-fledged families. I want to give a
Okay,
big...
okay, I'm sorry. Let me go back to the
I want to give
single
a big...
DJs.
Yeah. I
Not
want
the-
to
not the married ones.
I actually want to give a big shout out to DJ Tremendo in Florida and DJ Infrared. He just moved out here to Los Angeles. They have families. You know what I mean? DJ Infrared has a full official family, a beautiful child, beautiful wife, and another daughter. She's beautiful as well. And a lot of people, they have this conception where it's like if you're a DJ, they think automatically you're a player, and that's it. You got all type of girls or whatever. And I've been around this guy where he just DJs and does what he was supposed to do and goes home. He's not interested. He just crack jokes with his friend, gets his money, gets his big ass check,
I know
and
people
then
like
goes
that.
home.
If you're
That's what
lucky
you're
enough to
supposed
find a girl that will accept you as a DJ, then you could live that lifestyle. But my experience is that no matter what I do, because I'm a DJ, they get very insecure.
Oh, absolutely.
All the
Very,
time.
very.
Like I'm gonna go
Absolutely.
do a gig tonight. I can expect a fight when I come home. That kind of shit. You feel
Yeah,
me? So
yeah,
that's the
yeah.
kind of shit that's
Been
not
there,
cool.
done that.
Some
Yeah.
people get lucky. Like my boy
Yeah.
Hydroe, he got lucky, right?
Yeah,
His
yeah.
girl's real supportive
Oh,
of him.
big time.
He got 5 kids, right?
Yeah,
Yo,
family,
look at
got
DJ.
5
Look at
kids.
DJ Envy.
And he's doing his thing.
Yo, let me tell you something. I know the story of DJ Envy, right? Where he started so long ago with the mixtapes and stuff. It's just like any neighborhood, you know, in Queens is very congested, right? So, you know, we know what people are doing at certain times or whatever, and he would be going to Kinko's with his wife that he's been with since like 15 years old, and she would be the one making sure she has the scissors, making sure he has enough paper. She like literally
Support
2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You better not leave that woman.
Hell no.
That woman is your queen.
And I gotta find another one like that.
How real is
crazy.
that?
That's badass.
That's
a
dope.
keeper, what they say. That's
Absolutely.
They don't make them like that anymore.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Go
No,
DJ
seriously.
at church. Go DJ at a church.
I know, right? Man, you'll find the freaks at church. Watch out, man.
word
Church
up,
is
word
just
up.
a cover up, dog.
Word.
A lot of girls go to church just because they felt bad for what they did last weekend.
at your
Because
party.
of you.
Hey, because of me, it's my fault.
Yeah, and the tickler, the mask over there with the tickler mask and shit.
Oh,
This guy, man, yo, where am I right now? I'm like,
We're in a pool of sin.
I see, man.
This is a dungeon.
Cesspool. Man, it is definitely a pleasure to meet someone like you that's been through so much hip hop, experiencing all these different things from your roots all the way to now, where you're in a whole different coast.
Thank you.
That's dope. It's dope to be, like I was telling you earlier, when you're thrown out into a situation where you're out of your element, you're out of your comfort zone.
I feel like that. I do.
But you do the best in those situations because you're pushed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like if somebody's running after you, you run a lot faster than you thought you could.
Yeah.
If someone says jump, it's like you could jump. But if someone puts a bar right there, you'd be like, oh shit, I jumped that bar. That shit was high.
Yeah.
You have to have something to push you up to sometimes that's life. It just throws you out, like, getting laid off a couple months ago. Now I got a DJ full force, 100%. All my shit is in DJing now. Yeah. And like we're in the same boat, like we were talking about earlier. You got to go 100%.
Yeah.
110. You know what I mean?
We should bring him down to your garage.
Yeah, you should come.
Or
Oh,
studio.
man. Most definitely. I got, set up where I got turntables and microphones that I hit like that all the time. No, I have turntables over here, so we can cut it up.
He's got drums.
You know what I mean? I got live drums. I got dead drums.
I'll come through. I'll definitely come through.
It's cool. It's a spot. It's not all flashy or anything.
I don't need
a garage.
Flashy. I don't need flashy. I'm from Queens, though. It's like
it's dirty. It's grimy.
Very dirty.
There you go.
I'm used to dirty.
That's
so.
what that's what
I feel at home.
It.
Yeah, like I just go in there and you want to smoke a cigarette and throw it on the ground. Go ahead, just be a man. Fuck it. I run the world. Fuck you, everybody.
It's one
a
of
cool
those
spot to
places
relax.
you just get creative.
Yeah,
you forget about everything. You get creative.
Yeah, man.
I'll try to show you.
welcome.
I'll try to show you respect and not pee in your corner of your garage while I'm there.
Hey, I would appreciate
bring
that.
a bottle.
I'm sure the
Like
possum
over the
that lives
street.
in there would appreciate that as well. He's like, hey man, this is my spot, man. What the fuck? I've been here for years. But yeah, man.
No, I'm just going off of him too, man. Appreciate you doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
It started from humble experience, man. Experience, and for you to do this, still going at it, having a passion for it, takes a lot, man. Some people give up. Some people start doing other shit, but you kept it.
Yeah,
Still to this day, man.
This day, thank you so much. And sometimes we need to hear it. We need to be reminded. You know what I mean? Look at you guys. You guys have a strong history as well. It's not just me. You know what I mean? We all have histories that we all like. We have to know who we are. We have to know what do you like to do. You like the wrestling culture, everything. That's who you are. That's what you breathe. That's what makes you happy. Same thing with you. You look into your culture. What do you like? Who are you? You have to literally stop yourself from chasing that money and look in the mirror and say, who the fuck am I? Who am I? What do I like?
What defines me?
What am I made of? How am I going to react when I'm on my back against the wall?
So you test your metal.
And that's what it is. You know what I mean?
It's a love
Coming
of the
through.
music. It's a love of the music too, pretty much, man. It comes down to that. You love music that much. That you're willing to sacrifice anything to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
We all did that.
You're down on your back and you just come up with both your fingers raised up. Fuck this place. I'm gonna fucking do whatever I need to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking make it happen.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to do it and just be mad when you do it.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
With a fucking bottle of water in your hand.
So let me ask you one last question, man, and you could be honest, you can do whatever you have to do, man. What's your goal?
My goal is to be on the radio as a radio DJ.
Nice.
That's definitely a goal. I would like to also be a touring DJ. whether it be for an artist or an act, like such as The Game or 50 or whoever, just a touring DJ, even if it's festivals or whatever the market calls for. I want to be a extremely busy DJ where I'm respected like Kid Capri. Kid Capri is beyond incredible. You know what I'm saying? His roots are in music, and he's also been an inspiration to me as well. The goal is to do that. I do have other aspirations. Another thing, obviously, is a lot of people come out here for acting and stuff like that, and I've done a lot of student films. I just did one 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. It came out great, you know. So I do student films as well, just to build up the reel and the resume. And I do have a passion for acting because they're all cousins. The whole creative field is cousins, you know. And I've kept that acting thing to myself for a very long time, just because that's what, you know. There's a model stepping off the plane right now, coming here to be the world's famous actor. You know what I mean? Right now, as we speak, right this second, she think that she's going to be the shit. You know what I mean? So sometimes I keep that to myself, but I don't mind telling my truth. I just want to speak my truth. You know what I mean? I would like to do commercials. I've taken several classes for it, and I take everything serious because you could delve into like DJing and stuff like that, but you have to have a balance. So I have to take a step back. I have to step to the left. I have to step to the right. I have to step to the middle and make sure that I'm doing everything beyond good, you know, because with the breakthrough in Hollywood that happened recently with Black Panther and all of these Black and Mexican movies and other cultures being accepted finally somewhat to a degree, we all honestly know that Hollywood is predominantly white, Jewish, etc. And it's just something that we have to accept and understand. But if they want to give us a spotlight where we could show different stories, why the fuck not take advantage of that? My story is way different, and what I do is I want to specialize in using my strengths for being myself. I'm like a green thumb over here in a sea of regular thumbs. So when they see me talk, or
they're purple.
Yeah, they're purple, and I'm a green thumb. Yeah,
they're old and bruised.
Yeah. So, you know, I just want to play to my strengths and just be myself and
do your thing.
Yeah, exactly. I just do me and make sure I'm good at it.
Right.
So I know it's a journey. It's just a journey, and you just can't expect everything to happen overnight. You just can't. So that's why I know that it's a journey. That's why I chose to do the student films, because what that does is that creates a reel where people can see it and then see that you remember the lines, see that you interpret the script, see that you output it, see that they see what you see, and make sure that you're good at what you do, and then they can evaluate you and be like, yo, I want to see that again. Like such a powerful thing, like what we were talking about earlier with Josh Breslin with Thanos. You know what I mean? Like he embodied that character. It was so great. You know what I mean? Like when you see his face, you can't help but think Thanos. You know, I don't know if you guys watch Power. That's one of my favorite TV shows with 50 Cent and Amari Hardwick. But this gentleman, Amari Hardwick, he was out here for a long time struggling, you know, going through his journey as well, and until he landed this role on Power, where it's like now they're in the 6th season and on Stars, and they're doing great. And anytime you see the man's face, you only see him as that character.
Oh shit.
You understand? So all of these things are so important where you have to take it serious. It can't be no time for lagging. So I take the DJing shit serious. I take the acting thing serious. And whatever I choose to indulge in, those two things are my they're my priority. You know what I'm saying? I would like to do commercials for TV, national commercials. I'll be a insurance man. I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? I embody that. I like the whole concept of being creative. So that's that's the goal.
Yeah, great answer, man. Thank you.
Dope.
Thank you. Yo, look, guys, it's been more than an honor. I didn't know how long I was going to be, and I didn't mind how long I was going to be. I'm still trying to get over to a day party to go and network with somebody, but I am beyond grateful for you guys having me. Hopefully I can have
we're gonna have you back on here for sure, man.
Yeah.
I'm already thinking ahead.
Yeah, I appreciate
We're
that.
2 steps ahead, you know.
So I'm just saying, like,
He's gonna come back in a wrestling mask.
Whoa, I don't know if I'll be back. I'll just keep it moving. I'll just have to be like, let me look for another podcast.
Sorry, guys, I left my mask at home. It's getting fitted right now. That's
He's gonna be rather nacho.
Rather libre.
That'd be cool if you were Nacho DJ.
There it
I'm
is.
Nacho DJ.
Nacho DJ.
Play my song. I'm Nacho DJ. I'm Nacho DJ, nigga. Oh, you're not gonna play my song? Nope, because I'm Nacho DJ.
I'm Nacho DJ.
I ain't playing that shit.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, it was a definite honor having you here, man.
Thank you
for
man.
coming
Great
out.
podcast. Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have you back on here for sure, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it, man.
Definitely, man. I had a good time.
And anything you want to tell out there, any plugs, any Instagram?
You can say anything right now, huh?
Right now.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, you get the.
Okay.
There you go.
My All right. My Instagram is dj.ratherunique. Sometimes some people they be like, oh, what? DJ.ratherunique. You can't speak English. I don't know what to tell you. Rather unique. RATHERUNIQUE. I take that platform as something different. You see a lot of DJs on there DJing, right? To show their skills and what they can do. I do something different, and this is what he was telling you about my page. I'm transparent. I keep saying that because it's real. I'm telling people what I've experienced. So I tell people, okay, read the crowd. Okay, make sure you engage. Do this, do that, play it. You can go through it and you'll see that I have videos that explain it as opposed to me just showing
like a tutorial. Tutorial.
Yeah. I mean,
they're not even.
You're educating. You're pretty much educating people.
The problem is this. This is the problem I have with tutorials. They're boring. I'm not sitting in. A lot of people have a problem with the education system because it doesn't prepare them for real life, and it's not stimulating to their mind. It doesn't keep their attention, especially in a world of ADD and Instagram and technology, right? So what I did was something like what Taxstone says. You put candy with the medicine. All right, so I could sit up here and I could tell you some information, but guess what? I need a fucking break.
Yeah.
So you know what? You need a break too. So let's all just have a quick funny break, and we go and we'll snap to something funny, some South Park, something funny from Family Guy.
Yep.
But some of them, I try my best to have it relate to that actual topic. So sometimes it's random. I'll say literally time for a break, a funny skit or whatever. I'll say that, but I don't want to be boring. I'm not a boring human being.
Yeah.
I'm a very creative human being. So that was my whole stick. And that's what brought me from 200 followers to 5,000 followers. Beyond networking, you have to think outside of the box. If you want to do what every other DJ does and scratching vinyl on your page where women don't care about that unless they're going at 10:30, 12 o'clock at night to a club to shake their ass and they barely looking at you, then you can go ahead and do that if you want. Well, I'm just saying we have to think of creative ways and being visual.
Yeah.
The world is a visual place. Look at your rack right here. This is visual. It's all artwork. Look at that. The stuff that we was joking about. Look at that. That's visual. You know what I'm saying? Yep. It's going to stay in my head. Now, if somebody could see something visual and keep your face in their head so that when they go somewhere, you'll be recognized and acknowledged as someone who did something different.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Very, very much.
So when you do something different, it stands out. And, being
I think as long as you're doing original stuff that you come up with, you're going to be different.
Yeah.
Because as long as you're not biting somebody else.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
And that's what I liked about his.
Try to come out with your own deal.
That's what I like about his little short clips. They weren't just telling you how to do stuff.
Yeah.
He told you something, and while it's sticking to your head, he played something, a little clip on a little video, a little cartoon, something. And you're not even paying attention to that little cartoon. You're thinking what you just said. Like, oh, shit.
Very philosophical.
Yeah. And then, like, all right, what else do you got to say? And it hits with something else. Dude. He's hitting you with knowledge every single time. And you're like, oh, crack. Because I still like the residency one.
Yeah.
I never thought of that shit.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I'm thinking other things of DJs, and then I'm like, that makes fucking a lot of sense, dude. And it's stuck.
The thing that's important with that is to have people know where to see you.
Yep.
They expect to see you there.
Yep.
So when you go there, they'll know where you are. They won't have to search around and be like, yo, where's he going to be tonight?
Yeah.
And you're not where you're supposed to be.
Yep.
But at the same time, while I'm explaining that, I want to make someone who doesn't give a fuck about where you're going to be laugh.
Yeah.
I want them to laugh their ass off at someone who's doing the Running Man or something in the middle of the city or something silly, because it's about entertaining the visual eye.
Yep.
So you see the face, you see the hat, usually I have the hat, and then afterwards you see something funny. It's like, oh shit, I could watch this again. Let me just check this out one more time, see what he said. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, as
It's
a
kind of
DJ,
like subliminal messages almost.
it is.
Yeah.
It's
You're
because
planting these visuals
because I do
in the
not
mind.
want to be boring and too informational. You know what I'm saying? It becomes redundant.
Yeah.
And that's what the page is about, and that's why I emphasize. Please check it out. DJ.ratherunique. In terms of other things I have coming up, like I said, student films and just continuing the journey. I do get a lot of bookings, and I'm definitely looking forward to more bookings. I have some bookings coming up in Culver City. I do some bars in Hollywood as well, and I'm going to be networking with you guys. We had a little conversation downstairs, so just expect to see me around, and I'm looking forward to this journey. That's it.
Good shit, man.
Cool shit.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're at the 4-hour mark.
We are?
Bam.
Oh shit.
We're about to break the record right now.
Oh shit.
All right, ready? All right, we broke it.
All right.
Oh, I'm out.
All right, Bahgo.
No.
All right, this is Bahgo 74.
This is DJ Mino. We out.
Yo, big up one time, you know what I mean? It's your boy DJ Rather Unique, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in Queens. I'm just gonna give a quick shout out or two. Shout out my boy Tut Piper, DJ Infrared, DJ Tremendo, DJ Proof in Connecticut. Sometimes I can't remember everybody, but y'all know who I am.
Just tag them.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I just want to big you up and just say what up to y'all, and I appreciate you. Oh, DJ AK-47 and my boy Haitian Ev, you know what I mean? Yo, big up, much love.
Dope, respect.
Oh, yeah. And I'm DJ Bareback.
DJ Bareback, here we go. More sex.
Oh, man.
More sex shit going on.
Sex sells, man.
Yeah.
We're like Clika Podcast.